wild Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two dumb Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Boom, chicka boom, 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 chicka boom, chicka boom, 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 chicka boom, 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 boom. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Happy Monday. Happy June 1st. Happy, guys. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 974, the Two Dumb Yinzers. Great to be back. Glad to see everybody today. Yeah. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back, Michael. Yes. It's been many days since I seen you. How you been, man?
I'm good. I'm well, man. I'm fired up. I'm ready to be here. I'm ready to talk some Stellars, baby.
Absolutely. We got all kind of stuff to get into today. I want to welcome everybody back. Welcome back, everybody. I do want to say what's up to the original OG Yinzer Joe on the board and also Ryan Reese on the board. I do want to say welcome. Big early welcome to everybody. Hello, sir. How are you? Yinzer Joe says this. He says, guys, what's up? Yinzer's Fun Day Monday, fam. That's right. It is a fun day Monday because we have a lot of things going on with our Steelers. We do have mandatory minicamp this week. We also have, Mike, a bunch of wins in the Steel City this weekend for our Pittsburgh teams. I'm going to start off a little bit talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates sweeping the Twins. Some might say, well, it was the Twins, but you know what? To sweep any team is always a good thing. And you know what? You got to start winning those games that you're expected to win if you plan on being a good team. Pittsburgh Pirates with a big win, Mike, scoring 25 runs this weekend in 3 games over the Twins as they complete the clean sweep. The Buccos are off today. They'll be back at it tomorrow for a 3-game set in Houston, Mike. But I think the big news was on Friday night when Jared Jones, he came back from being off for about a year and a half, and he did well enough to get back in the rotation. The Pirates did get the win that night, Mike. Glad to see Jared Jones back in the rotation. Meanwhile, this sends Carmen Majinski back to the bullpen, and he's not real happy about this, Mike. He took a couple days off even. But I guess if you work your ass off in competition with somebody and you are basically win, and then still get the back seat. Maybe the psychological part certainly can be something that makes one feel this way. But Carmen Majitsky, Mike, back to the bullpen. Not happy, but in my opinion, this strengthens the bullpen. And for the Pirates as a team player, maybe he should just embrace it and say, you know what, it's not my time to be a starter yet. Let's do as well as I can in the bullpen.
Yeah, like I don't blame him for being pissed. You do everything that's asked of you, and then there's someone else besides you doing worse than you, and they get the reward, and then you're the one who's more or less, put back to where you were. Like you were told, hey, you do this, we'll give you this. You do that, and then it's taken away from you. I don't blame him for being pissed. He was put on like some type of list, but he said, like, from reports I read, it was like, hey, talk to the team, talk to the skipper, and was like, hey, physically and mentally, I'm not there right now for this, but I'll be ready. Just give me a couple of days, and I'll be ready to go. So it sounds like he was pissed, want to get his mind right, and then come in and do what's best for the team.
So that is what's going on with the Pirates, Mike. Again, winning 3 in a row. The day off today. Get a little bit of an opportunity to take a break as they continue to get healthy. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if anything's going to be able to help the bullpen at this point. This might be something that we have to wait till the trade deadline to address, but this is where we're at right now. The Pirates do sit at the moment at 32-28. Again, they sweep the Twins over the weekend. They'll be back at it tomorrow in Houston. Also, Mike, for some more Pittsburgh sports news right here over the weekend, our women, Mike, still the number one team in the land. That's right. In professional full contact football, the Pittsburgh Passion, they beat the Tampa Bay Inferno in their first home game of the season. Mike, the Passion won 27-26 in their home opener. They improved to 4-0, and they are off until next Saturday, where they will be they'll be hosting the DC Divas team. Now, this is the team, Mike, that you remember they knocked us out of the playoffs last year, and the team that came down to the final kick. We had to kick a game-winning field goal at the end of the game earlier this year to beat the Divas. Mike, this team is going to be the toughest game on our schedule. No two ways about it. As they are in our division, we play them twice every year. We usually split with them, but they got an offense, and this woman they have at quarterback, Mike, she could sling the ball around. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not saying women can't throw, but I'm just saying this woman could really throw. So this Passion do have to be prepared for them, because they will throw the ball. I watched their game last night against Cincinnati to get a little bit of a feel what they're up to right now, and they don't do anything different. Like, they throw, and they throw some more. So the Passion got to be prepared as they go, Mike, to their 5th game of the season next week, hosting the DC Divas in a big showdown in the division. This sets the table. If the Pittsburgh Passion win, they're going to be set. But if the DC Divas win, it makes things very interesting. So tune in this coming Saturday at 6 o'clock on YouTube. You could always watch the Pittsburgh Passion over there.
Like, give them a shot, guys. Like, if it might not be your cup of tea, you're thinking it, but give them a shot, man. And these ladies will they'll win you over. They don't mess about.
Absolutely. It really is good. I enjoy watching it a lot of times more than guys. Of course, the Steelers always be king, but at the end of the day, I do thoroughly I thoroughly enjoy watching these women, because, Mike, it's not what you think. A lot of times you think, okay, the powder puff, the flag football, what girls are into now. This is full contact. These chicks will stick you. I love it. It's a lot of fun, guys. Again, Pittsburgh Passion, our full contact football team here in Pittsburgh, Mike. We're going to make a little switch over to our other football team. This one, not so much full contact. However, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, our soccer team, Mike, they also win 2-0 this weekend over Miami FC. So that's 5 games played by our pro and low pro teams this weekend for the Berg, and we won all 5 of them, Mike, if you can believe it. Every game Pittsburgh played this weekend, they won. That was a soccer win, a women football win, 3 baseball wins on a sweep, big 5-0 for the weekend.
I'll take it, baby. We are a sports town. I don't care what sport it is. I'll support my team, and I'm supporting all of them. And I'll take a 5-win weekend, baby.
I will take a 5-win weekend.
I'll take it any day of the week, man.
Absolutely. So we're here for it, Mike. Also, a few things did get accomplished also since the last time we spoke. The NBA and the NHL finals have been set. These are the 4 teams that I hope to see in this particular in the finals for both of those leagues. The Carolina Panthers will be taking on the Vegas Golden Knights in the NHL for the Stanley Cup Finals, which should be a hell of a series. And then also the in the NBA, the New York Knicks will be taking on the San Antonio Spurs. So again, I think that one could be a lot of fun as well, as those two series get ready to take off, Mike, and wrap up their respective seasons.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Hurricanes and I'm rooting for the Spurs, respectively, for both teams. I don't like the Vegas Golden Knights, and I've never liked the New York Knicks. Never have. So this kind of works out perfectly for me. I didn't have to manufacture a team to root for. It just worked out perfectly.
As a matter of fact, I don't hate any of these teams, and I don't really like any of these teams. So I'm going to take the opposite too, just to keep it interesting. Like I'll take the Knicks and I'll take the Vegas Golden Knights just for the show, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, go ahead.
Who was the point guard for the Knicks back in the day?
John Starks.
John Starks. I loved watching him play, but I hated him because I was a Reggie Miller fan. And I just hated John Starks. I hated Spike Lee. Yeah. I loved it when Reggie would go up and do the choke sign to him.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Now, yeah, it was a lot of fun. But I just don't like the Knicks because of them. But I liked watching them play. It's weird.
John Starks was one of my least favorites. He was really inconsistent. I remember one game he was like 0 for 19 shooting or something like that. He wasn't great. He was good enough, but was definitely not a great point guard.
No. But when he was on, though, he was on.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, like you said, consistent.
He actually played the two. Charlie Ward was the point guard who was the Florida State Heisman Trophy winner in football, went on to be the point guard for the Knicks. It was, of course, Charlie Ward was at point. John Starks was at shooting guard. Charles Oakley, Charles Mason, and then also Patrick Ewing, I believe, were the five. Also, Mike, a few things before we do get started. I do also, Mike, a little bit of football here. The UFL wraps their season up yesterday, week 10 in the UFL, if you can believe that, Mike. Most of the teams go home as the playoffs kick off this coming weekend. This weekend scores to wrap it up, Mike. Dallas Renegades 20, the St. Louis Battlehawks 16. On Saturday, the Houston Gamblers 26, Birmingham Stallions 13, and in two games yesterday, the Orlando Storm 29, DC Defenders 23, and the Louisville Kings 42, Columbus Aviators 27. That wraps up the season for the UFL, Mike. It's playoff time. This starts next weekend on Sunday, the 3:00 game, DC at Orlando. DC coming in with a 5-5 record, going up against Orlando's 8-2 record. And then at 6:00, the late game on Sunday is Louisville, who's 6-4, traveling to St. Louis to play the Battlehawks, who are 6-4 as well. Mike, and then winner of those two games go on to play the following week in the championship at the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. So that is coming to an end, Mike. Just 2 more weeks, 3 more games total in the UFL. So just another sign of us getting a little bit closer. But my biggest sign of us getting closer, Mike, is when I look down at the right-hand corner of my screen and I see that it's June 1st.
Yeah.
Because June 1st tells me that the big football camp will be here next month. Next month, if you can believe that, Pittsburgh camp next month. However, Minicamp starts tomorrow and goes through Thursday. And then next week, I was mistaken. I forgot to squeeze Minicamp in there last week. Minicamp tomorrow through Thursday. And then next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, that will wrap up the OTAs here in the beginning of June. So a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers work going on, Mike. A lot of talk talk about holding in perhaps for a couple of players that looking at getting new contracts, extensions, things of this nature. A lot of things to get into, Mike, but I just want to get one real quick non-sports story in before we do get started, because this caught my attention. Apparently it happened back in February. However, I'm just catching the viral whiff of it now. This woman in Florida, did anybody see this? This lady in Florida, she has one hand. I mean, this is kind of a big thing, and I'm only bringing it up because it's kind of fucked up. This woman was driving down the street in Florida, and she got pulled over by this cop. Okay, so the cop pulls her over, and he walks up to the car. This is a real story, and he says, "Ma'am, I seen you looking at your phone with your right hand. It's you can't be distracted like that when you're driving." So this lady, like on any movie, she pulls her right hand up and she has no right hand. She was nubby as hell flopping her nub around, and she goes like this. She says, how could I have been holding anything with my right hand? While flopping her nub around. And she goes, she goes like this. She goes, how could I be holding anything with my right hand? She goes, should we just say this is a go and then leave? And the cop was like, oh, no, hold on. So he made this nubby one-armed lady get all of her paperwork out. Now you got to remember, she was pulled over because she was distracted because she was holding her phone in her right hand. So she gets all of her paperwork out, and he looks at it, gives it back to her, and goes back to the car, and he writes up a citation. And he comes back up to the car, and I thought maybe he was just looking shit up like they do. He walks back up to the car, hands her the paperwork with the citation, and says, you're going to get a citation for driving, not paying attention while driving, or whatever that would be. And she goes, dude, didn't you say you pulled me over for having my phone in my right hand? And the cop literally goes, yes. And she starts waving her nub around, just waving it around. And he was like, yep, just we'll take it to court, and we'll see what tell the judge. And she goes, you I just want to make this clear one more time. You said that you pulled me over because I was holding a phone in my right hand, correct? And he says, yes. So anyway, long story short, Mike, it went on until it was about to go to court, and then the cop ended up coming in and saying whatever, it's no court or whatever. But what a fucking dick it be. Because here's the thing. Here's what pisses me off about cops. They never, ever will admit they're wrong, and that's a problem. No. Mike, that's a problem. Because if you have these authority figures who walk around with the attitude that they do and with the power that they have, and they can't admit when they're wrong, that's a big problem in society. It just is.
Oh, yeah, it's big time. But maybe in the cop's defense, maybe he thought her little nub was the strong hand. The little hand's the strong hand. It could have been it. But I saw, I remember that first happened, dude, because I saw like the TikTok like back in February when it happened. I'm like, oh my God. And I thought it was done and resolved. And here it is. It just finally got resolved. It's wild. And then she'll probably have to pay court costs and all this shit, because even when they fuck up, they still get money out of you.
If you lose, yes, you do have to pay court costs. So I think she gets out of it this time, fortunately. But again, at the end of the day, they just uniformly stick up for one another too. And again, that's a problem, because if that's the case, and a lot of times, you see these people when they go to magistrate, they're so buddy with these judges and everything. So it makes you wonder if everybody in that particular class is all buddy. And what's that say for everybody else? Because again, at the end of the day, they cannot ever admit they're wrong at the end of the day. And again, I think that's a bit of a problem. If you have that kind of authority and you can't admit you're wrong, like this lady, I mean, thank God for body cams and cameras and cars and things like that these days, because who knows what these idiots were getting away with
right.
for years and years and years and years. And maybe some of these people who were, who were guilty without being guilty are finally going to get their justice, because again, you just know, they always kind of seem like they're on the same side and in this little fraternity. And again, if you have a bunch of people with that much power that can't ever admit they're wrong, even when they're obviously wrong, again, that's a problem. Here locally, Mike, we're seeing some issues with police also in our area. Again, it's kind of, a little sus with things that are going on. So again, just a crazy story out of Florida. I wanted to talk about that briefly, because again, at the end of the day, that shows you. But in his defense, I've seen some nubby people in my life, Mike, and sometimes the nubby people, they have an ability to hold things with their nub.
Like literally, it was like a little. Not trying to be rude here, but looked like a little floppy little mole on the end. Of her hand is what it looked like to me. But yeah, there ain't no way she picking anything up with that.
So there you go, guys. That's that. A couple things I did make mistakes on last week. I said that we were 22 days. Last week we were 27 days. I was a whole week ahead of myself. So Mike, today we are 26 days till the big 1,000 episode, a big 5-year mark for the show. That, I don't know. I have a couple other things, but I don't know if I want to get into it now. I'm ready to get into some sports, to be honest with you.
Some sports.
My last thing. All right, real quick. Speaking of her nub, because it's kind of related, is this. What's the deal with raising your right hand? What the fuck does that do? You know when you go to court and they say, raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth? What the fuck am I raising my right? Can't I just tell you that I'm going to tell you the truth? Is it necessary for a human being to take their right hand, raise it in the air in order for you to believe me on what I'm telling you? Is that one of, I don't know. Is that just another thing that kind of irritates me, Mike? And again, it stems off of this because obviously the lady had no right hand, so she wasn't able to do that. But
Yeah.
Anything that when the president gets elected and gets inaugurated, you got to place his right hand up. And when you're in court, you have to raise your right. What's the deal with the right hand? And why is the right hand so special? And why do I automatically assume that you're going to tell me the truth just because you have your right hand up in the air? I could put my right hand up and tell you the biggest lie. What's the difference? My right hand's up. You got to believe me.
Well, what it is, it stems back historically to most people predominantly right-handed. It was a showing of good faith that my right hand is empty. I'm coming in here in good faith. I don't have a weapon.
What's that got to do with me?
That's what just said.
What does that got to do with me?
It's just an old custom that goes through.
Exactly. It's unnecessary.
It's just an old custom. It's just it's not necessary. Yeah,
and the
they
fact
find
that
out you're lying anyway.
In the legalities of court.
Yeah. On
a traditional custom of something that was done because somebody didn't have a gun in their hand 300 fucking years ago. Again, kind of ridiculous to believe that somebody is going to be obligated to tell you the truth just because. And again, At the end of the day, what percentage of people actually know what the information that you just said?
Yeah.
So,
and if you're lying anyway, they're going to find out anyway. It doesn't matter if you have your hand up or not.
If I put my left hand up, then you know that I'm lying.
Exactly. And you're for the court thing, it's just like they ask you, like, do you swear to truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And that's just, to get you on record saying, yes, I'm not going to lie, which, is a good thing to do. Like, hey, what we're going to talk about here, we're doing everything in good faith. Anything after that is just, old customs that have been carried down, for thousands of years of like, oh, look, I'm not going to stab you.
Believe me, man. But everything you see in general in life, like you're at the workplace. Like, dude, did you steal my fucking my candy bar? No, dude, I didn't take. Put your hand down. I hate that hand. I don't know. I just hate it. Can't me telling you I'm going to tell you the truth? Is that not good enough? I have to raise my hand. What a fucking ridiculous thing in 2026 that people still have to do. I'm just saying. I'm going to have Derpy come in and raise his right hand when I ask him any questions from now on.
Like we got to get Derpy under oath to figure out why he's not here, but he can be everywhere else.
Yeah. I got a lot coming up for him. A lot to get into. Let's get into it, guys. Steelers again today. I'm sorry. Today they're off. They are heading into mandatory minicamp, Mike. That is tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That is Wednesday. And that is Thursday. And then next week they'll be back for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that will be the final week of the OTAs. So this is all coming up for the Steelers. Just no action today, but still, nonetheless, things to talk about our Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike, as we do move along. But before I get into anything, let me say what's up to everybody on the board. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, wherever you be. Welcome to the show. I'm going to say what's up to right here at Cron Bro 27. Hey, what's up? Great to see you on the show. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Glad to have you here. Glad to see you. Hope things are going well for you. Let's go right here to Just Learning, all the way from New Mexico, 69 elevation. Nice. Just Learning in the house. What is up, brother? Always great seeing Just Learning on the Terrible Board. It is Monday. It is June, and guess what? We have football camp next month in Latrobe, guys. It's getting, like, I don't care what anybody says. June is getting close, and you figure the last time we played football was way back in January, so it's going quick. It really is going quick.
It's coming here. It's getting here quick, and pretty soon, man, we're gonna hear pads a popping.
Pads are gonna be a popping. Let me go right here to Tortilla, all the way from Sacramento, California. He says Derpy and Friends was lit last night. I got to be honest with you. I usually do. I usually do watch them on Sunday nights. I didn't last night. I tried to finish my healing process, and I think I did good, Mike. I'm about 99% of the way better, and I feel great today. But I decided to just take it easy and relax all weekend, and I slept through Derpy and Friend hours. But I usually do try to catch it. Maybe I have to go back and watch.
Watch it for the Friends, not for Derpy.
Oh, absolutely. I want to say what's up to Benjamin BT. Benjamin BT. He says, hi. I do want to say welcome to you. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Welcome to the show. Great to have you. Great to see you, Benjamin. Hope things are going good for ya. Let's go to my man says this. Yinzer Joe says this, Mike. Yeah, I couldn't tell you which guy was Derpy. Laughing my ass off. Let's go here. Tortilla Derpy looks like a young bully.
I don't know who's that more insulting.
I don't. That was exactly what I was trying to think.
Like no, I'm not a big Kabuli fan, but I think that might be a bridge.
I'm not a big Derpy fan, so you know what they are. They do resemble one another. Joe says Tortilla. Kenneth, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Kenneth Jones on the terrible board. He says, hi guys, my man. Always great seeing you. Hope you had a great weekend, and hope you're ready for some football. Again, mandatory mini camp tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday is the wrapping up of the OTAs, guys, and then it won't be long now. Again, camp next month. You know, I've been waiting for months to say this, Mike. I've been waiting for months for June 1st to get here, just to be able to say that.
You've been counting down the literal seconds till we got here.
I truly have. Let's go to Kenneth. Kenneth says this. He says, no room for speculation when you're writing tickets. You know, it meant that much to him to get that money. Mm-hmm. It must have been the end of the month, right? It meant that much for him to get that money to still write a ticket when the lady, like, I literally can't think of a situation that's more bullshit than this. The lady is flopping her nub around through the air. Me, I'm out.
I just every time you say flopping her nub around, I can't help but laugh.
And the thing is, Mike, there's 15 reasons why I would have let the lady go at that point. For one, I wouldn't have been able to hold my laughter. For one, not because she had a nub, but for two, she's going. Why? I was holding with my right hand.
Right. Like,
so, for many reasons, I would have been like, "Have a great day, lady. Please."
Dude, I've seen so many videos of cops, like they're going in, like they think they got someone, and they see what's happening, and then they start laughing. Then they apologize, like, hey, my bad. I'm sorry. And then people are like, hey, you know what? We get it. You saw, you didn't know. Cool, whatever. How hard is it to like? It just goes back to people never want to admit that they're wrong anymore.
And like I said, hey,
my bad, I fucked up.
That's fine, as long as it's not a police officer who can F up your life in a second like this. And the fact that she did nothing and she had that arm, and the fact that he continued to write her a ticket was absolutely bullshit. Again, I'm glad I didn't see this sooner. I would have been bitching about it for months, but it's June, Mike, it finally went viral to an extent, and I saw it. And again, just disturbed. I'm disturbed, as Somber saying in the most recent comment, ego is a dangerous thing, and I couldn't agree with you more. And obviously, that's what happened here. And again, I'm glad things turned out the right way for her, but what a fucked up situation, because why would she even have to go through that, Mike? Again, it wasn't young kids. The weed wasn't bellowing out the windows when the cops pulled up. The car wasn't anything illegal going on with the car. The lady had a nub, and he said he's seen her holding a phone with her nub, and I think that's fucking ridiculous. So
she have a little suction cup on it.
So this is where we're at in America, baby. Hope
what suction cup?
And again, I have more that goes along with, but I know people are ready to get into football. Maybe I'll talk about a little bit more of this tomorrow. It's not to do with her, but it's relatable. But again, let's get into it. Also, on the board, Kenneth says no room for speculation when you're writing tickets. Kenneth follows that up one more time, but he's by him saying this, all of them corrupt to an extent, even in silence. I agree, because they don't talk out against the people that do wrong a lot of the time. They just stand there with the look on their face, and again, complacency. You're just as guilty by not saying anything when you know that wrong is being done. So I agree with you. Again, this is what makes the police very unpopular. It's not the fact that they arrest you for doing wrong. It's the fact that they're fucked up. That's what's very unpopular with people. And I think we could all agree on that. Let's go right here to Tortilla. He said, I haven't lost an argument since high school. That's why I'm single. At least you acknowledge it. You know what? That's half the battle there. Because people might live that way and wonder why. Why am I single? But you know what? That's a good thing to know about yourself. Let's go here where he says you raise your hand so everyone knows you're not scratching your balls. Maybe that's what it is, Mike. They don't want you scratching your balls in the courtroom.
That could be it. That's a fair thing. I've been in plenty of courtrooms, and they frown on the ball scratching.
You know what else they really not a big fan of? If you walk in there with your hat on. Oh, you ever get yelled at by a judge? Listen, I was on the good team. I was a witness for the good team, the winning team. And, at this point in my life, I just didn't think of it. I walked in and I had the hat on that I walked into the building with. He's like, take that hat off in my courtroom. I thought, motherfucker, ain't them taxes make that shit my courtroom too? I want to wear my hat up in here, man. What's your I'm up there with his dumbass robe on, talking about my hat. Take my hat off. Look at you with your stupid robe. Fucking goofies. These people are goofies. Let's go on. On the terrible board we go. Tyrone, my man, all the way from Western Ohio. He's repping the GOAT, JPJ. We're going to talk a little bit about him today as we might see some hold-ins, guys, coming up with, of course, him and Nick Herbig. Mike, a lot of talk going on about them guys and their extensions. Kenneth says it was back when people feared God. Also, I'm going to say what's up to El Piro, 1890. He says, I'm from Mexico, and the way people deal with cops is very, very different. Oh, I know that. Mexicans don't play with cops. They just kill them down there. Let me get back to what.
You just finished reading.
Hey, let me get back to what's important. I am from Mexico, and the way people deal with cops is very, very different from how people deal with the cops here. I will say that if cops bend the hand, people see that and abuse that, and then cops are instantly overpowered. So I think police in America is necessary evil. It's an interesting take, El Piro, and I do want to say welcome to you. Welcome to the board. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you and glad for your take. Again, you know what? I usually don't harp on things like this, but whenever something like this comes along, I do tend to talk about it, and because it's fucking ridiculous. Come on.
I love like you go like you'll bring up a topic, you'll talk about it, you get fired up, and I know every 10 minutes we're going to get back to that talk. I just know this day it's just going to be nothing but flappy little nubs.
Yeah. Today might be the day of the nub, everybody. El Piro, it did make sense. Thank you. Mark Malone, what's up, bro? Always great seeing the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Malone on the terrible board. He says, give the Nazi salute. The Nazi.
No, I'm good, brother.
I like the wordplay there. Tortilla says this. Yeah, they should raise both hands. That looks believable. I mean, come on. If you really want me to maybe make me do a headstand. If you make me do a headstand, listen, I'm probably going to be telling you the truth. You know what I mean? Who goes as far as doing a headstand to prove that they're telling the truth sometimes? Again, Mike, I didn't eat your Reese cup in the cupboard the other day. There you go. You have to believe me. I raised my right hand. You have to believe me. It's the rule.
Hey, I 100%, even without you raising your hand, would believe you that you would eat my Reese's cup.
It was scrumptious.
Let me smell your breath, bitch.
And it wasn't scrumptious. How's that? Let's
see.
Go
now
on.
I know you're lying.
Let's go here. Tortilla says, yeah, they should raise both hands. Mark Malone says, the great cornholio.
The cornholio.
There it is.
Keep me from my bunghole. I will tell the truth.
Cornholio. And that is maybe what we should have to do in court. Ronald says, what up, guys? What up, Ronald Albright, my man? Always great seeing you on the board. Great to see you back for a brand new week. It's June 1st. Guys, it's that means we're getting close. Corey Beavers, my man. He says, what's up, guys? What the fuck is Deke talking about? A quarterback competition. We know who already won. That's what I'm saying. There's no quarterback competition at all.
No,
at all. I don't know. I've never watched him, to be honest with you. But I do want to say what's up to Corey, my man. Always great seeing you. Go check him out right here on YouTube. If you're into conspiracy theories, go check out his podcast. Don't drink that. The original Yinzer Joe says raising your hand is a symbol of sincerity and demonstrates, again, it's a symbol. Who cares? You know what I mean? It might be a symbol to somebody, but it's not a symbol to me. I could raise my hand and tell you anything, and you have to believe me. What a fucking dumb thing. It demonstrates accountability, the law. They want to make sure you are aware of the law. So me raising my right hand assures that I am aware of the law. What if I'm not? And I raise my right hand just because they tell me to? Because you have to. You can't not raise your hand in court. They're gonna put you in fucking jail. I don't know what the hell they do if you don't raise your right hand.
They're just going to ask you if you
contempt of court.
Some judges might, if you don't at least raise your right hand. Most of them say, "Hey, do you swear or affirm you're going to tell the truth?"
I could just say, "Yeah." Why don't I have to raise my
hand? And then they find out you're lying, and they bust your ass.
It doesn't matter if my hand's up or not at that point. I might start sticking my foot up in the air. You know what's the difference? Being accountable and under. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. This is where we're at in 2026. Who would have thunk it? Lindsay, always great seeing Lindsay on a terrible board, all the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Lindsay in the house. Great seeing you. I hope you had a great weekend, man. Somber, I agree with you. Ego is a dangerous thing. Tyrone, 24 and 90. Of course, he is welcoming Lindsay in with that comment. Ronald says it's past 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How long before AJ Brown gets dealt to New England? And how long before AJ has Diana Rossini in bed? I would guess very soon on both of those, actually.
I just find it so funny. Everyone's reporting like they're the reporter breaking the news. So like Jason LaConfora has reported AJ Brown's going to be potentially traded to the New England Patriots. I'm like, Diana Rossini was saying this for months before the whole scandal broke. Like this has been known, in the way the entire sports media is just no, this isn't no, that didn't happen. I'm breaking the news. I have my sources. Like the chick who was sleeping with the head coach was using each other for information and to like stoke fire into or discord or discontent into the fucking Eagles camp. So AJ Brown would be like, yeah, man, trade me to New England. Like, it's just comical what's happening here.
Yeah, it's both of those things may happen very, very soon. Ronald, let's go here. Lindsay, of course, giving pleasantries back. Let's go to Tater. He says justice for Darius. You know what? Maybe Tater, you could have, of course, Darius Swinton II, the Pittsburgh Steeler. Well, what was he? Was the senior special teams assistant, of course, got fired on Friday for misconduct for violation of club policy. I double checked with Mike before we came on the air, and we still don't know any details on what it was. I mean, I don't know if it's out there. I don't know if they're not releasing that information, but whatever it was, Mike, it was, of course, misconduct for violation of club policy. Yeah. Mike, that is, again, the senior special teams assistant, Darius Swinton II. Again, he's out there. You could pick him up, Tater, if you really want him.
Yeah, hey, sounds like a guy who would fit in Cleveland.
I was thinking the same thing.
Allegedly.
Look, the right hand, Mike. Let's continue on. Let's go here to Sosh. Sosh says, "This hello, Yinzers. Long time no see. It's been too hot for me to sit at home. Switzerland was boiling. Finally had some rain, and it's not miserable anymore. Well, we're glad to see you, Sosh.
Glad you can make it, Sosh.
Absolutely, man. Never any apologies. You got shit to do. Or I get it. Believe me. Glad to see you. Welcome back, Cody. Cody says, you know what else is ridiculous, Mike? Being a Penn State fan."
I missed you too, Cody. Good to see you, buddy.
Sosh says this. He says, we lost the third World Cup final in ice hockey in a row. It still hurts, especially since the tournament was here in Switzerland.
Oh, that's rough. Well, what Finland won, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, Finland took home the gold.
Isn't that like up in Ireland? Doesn't that have something to do with Ireland, Finland? No, Finley. That's the connection I'm making.
I was like, God damn, bro.
All these people in Ireland are named Finley. I knew this. I dated this chick one time. She was all pro Irish. Like a lot of times you get these Americans that get pro their nationality. Everything had to be Irish with her. She even named her kid Finley. That's what threw me off. Let's go on. Also, it's that sucks, dude. That sucks. NHL finals do start this week. We do have the Golden Knights versus the Carolina Hurricanes. So you can tune into that to see who wins the Stanley Cup. Yinzer Joe says, why can't you just swear on your mama in the court that you didn't do something wrong? Yeah, I agree. I'm just going to continue on. I had things to say, but let me just move along. I'm going
to swear on Derpy's left testicle and lie.
On his big ass titty.
Big old titties.
Oh, this big old titty. Let's go right here to Tortilla. Vrabel raised his hand and said he did not have sexual relations with that woman. I'm pretty sure we had presidents also to do the same. So it shows you how this raising of the right hand thing really, the effect of it. Apparently,
what do you mean by is?
Apparently, the people that are regular people, we have to abide by the raising of the right hand. The people that are above us, it doesn't mean anything. They can say whatever they want and get away with anything. It's fucking crazy. Somber says they make you raise your right hand when you enlist. There you go. Great seeing you, Somber, as always, all the way from Los Angeles, California. Kenneth says this, it had to be either gambling or hitting on a female employee. Who knows?
Why not both?
Yeah. Playing a slot, smacking bitches at the same time.
You go for broke at that point. You already fucked up once, might as well just keep fucking up.
Cody says that he was kissing a banana with his butt. Who? Wait, who? Who was kissing a banana with their butt?
Maybe the coach. Don't put so there's this like viral song that's going on, and every time I scroll onto like TikTok or YouTube Shorts, don't put bananas in my butt. Don't put bananas in my butt. And it's like this little guinea pig with like a toupee on doing this dance. And it's like, bananas don't go in my butt. They're not a banana holder. I'm like, what the fuck is it? Like every third fucking reel is don't put bananas in my butt. I think that was like, what the coach was trying to do, maybe.
I think that you and Cody are watching the same channels. That's the only
we
thing
might be.
I've never heard anything about sticking a banana in anybody's butt, but you know what? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Let's go on. Let's go here to Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe says this. He says, you do not have to actually raise your hand. All they need is a affirmation that you will tell the truth, which carries the same weight. And the thing is, everybody fucking lies. Because if you have two stories, obviously somebody's not telling you the truth. And that's the case in every single court case, no? So maybe the right hand isn't working so much. I'm just saying. Maybe if they start cutting your hand off if you get caught lying, that might be effective. Yeah. Sauce says, yeah, in overtime. Jeez.
Oof.
Sauce says 4-0 Canes. Don't even need to tune in. I'm thinking the Canes too. I took the Vegas Knights just to keep it interesting on the show. But the Canes are strong. They're real strong, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somber says this. He says, can we just say I'm from Indio? I'm not, but it sounds better than Los Angeles. I could do that for right now until I forget it. Yes, Indio. Somber all the way from Indio. Let's go to Ronald. Ronald says, I went into court one time with a hat. Me too. You would have thought I was the criminal on trial. The judge says, take it off. It's disrespectful to him. Meanwhile, a big fat guy in a muumuu is disrespectful to me. And it's his courtroom. It's funny, I pay all the... Whatever. You fat muumuu wearing freak. He says this. The judge says, take it off. It's disrespectful to him. So I said, well, should I also take off the thong underwear and your daughter gave me this morning? That would be priceless, Ronald. I'll definitely keep that in my mind as well. Cody says, special teams guy. Let's go here to Mark Malone. They made me and my wife raise our right hands and swear we weren't related when we got our marriage license, and swear to God. And how did you still get away with it? It's what I wonder, Mark.
Yeah.
See, obviously it doesn't mean you always tell the truth when you raise your right hand. Let's continue to Cody. He says, Somers from East Los Angeles. East LA. Born in East LA. Let's go here. Somber says literally 2 hours away from Los Angeles. Gotcha. You know what? That's California's huge. You just say we're 2 hours from something. We're 2 hours from Erie. You think about how big California is. You could travel 2 hours and not really have gotten anywhere if you think about it. Mark Malone says this, and no, it's not because I look inbred. Oh, my bad.
He'll have eyes looking motherfucker.
My bad. Let's go here. Sash says Somber from downtown Los Angeles. Got it. Let's go Tortilla. Somber makes the best food in India. Cody says when your right hand's not working, use your left. Derpy 501. The Clowns traded. I don't know if this ain't.
It's
Derpy.
True. It just happened.
They traded Myles Garrett.
They traded Myles Garrett to the Rams for Jared Verse. He's a really good young DN.
Wait a minute, Tater, are you in the house still? Where's Tater? He was just here, that idiot. Get Tater back on. Myles Garrett to the Rams.
Yeah.
This is the best Monday ever.
Yeah. Oh my God. And so the compensation, like, you're getting Jared Verse, he's a really good young player, like him. A 2027 first round pick and other draft compensation Wow. So once again, they'll win the offseason and never put it together. Like their coach is out doing an interview earlier, like before this happened, saying, I never got the guarantee that Myles Garrett would be here. This is great. This is just fucking comical.
Where is that fool at? He was just in here talking his trash 2 minutes ago. Oh,
dude, like as a Browns fan, you kind of got to be kind of pissed because, like, you know, your team
kind
sucks,
of,
and he's the only bright spot, and you trade him.
Mike, what they just went through with Baker Mayfield, them fans have to be losing their fucking minds up there. You literally have probably one of the best defensive players in the league. I hate to admit it. And you know what? I'm going to admit it now because he's not a Brown, and you gave him away. Guys, there you go. The big breaking news today. Myles Garrett's on his way to Los Angeles. It's been confirmed.
Wow.
Oh, this is great. This is the best June 1st ever.
Dude, like all the Browns fans, they're going to be like, yeah, but we got this first round pick. We had this great draft.
They always got an answer, don't they? Don't the Browns fans always have an answer? They always have an answer, but yet never do anything. Where is he? I know he's still in here. Do you see him anywhere?
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Ty says I knew trades would happen today. Guys, Myles Garrett on his way to the Rams. That's great.
This is just great. This is comical.
A little side note, Mike. I know this is not going to depend on comparison, but in this one here, Gunnar Olszewski, Mike, tore his Achilles with the Giants the other day. He's not the only one. He's the third person, Mike. Cornerback Thaddeus Dixon and defensive line Roy Robinson, Hearns, Mike. They all have torn their Achilles so far. So again, just interesting offseason news. But the big news today, I guess, is Myles Garrett no longer a Brown on his way to Los Angeles. There you go, Mike. He's a Ram.
That is crazy. And like to piggyback on the Giants thing, they end up signing Braxton Berrios and Odell Beckham Jr. today. Like if this was 2018, the New York Giants got a nice little receiving core there. But like there's been smoke today or the past 2 days about Garrett being traded. And this is just wild. Like,
I love it. Oh, and I do want to make sure. I made a mistake. Mike, Roy Robinson Harris was the guy for the Giants. Torres, Achilles Harris. But wow, there you go, guys. Again, you might see other people move, other big names. Maybe AJ Brown again brought up on the board. New England. That was talked this morning, guys. But it is time. The Browns are doing what it is the Browns do, guys. Fantastic. I love it, Mike. This is just the perfect rounding out to a perfect Pittsburgh non-loss weekend. The Pirates winning, the Hounds winning, the Passion winning, the Browns giving away or trading away Myles Garrett, Mike. It just doesn't get better. It's June 1st. We have camp in Latrobe next month. We have mandatory minicamp this week. Next week, finishing up OTAs. It's just all coming together, baby, if you're a Steeler fan. Myles Garrett, we're not going to have to play him two times. And again, this was a problem. Of course, trying to beat them up in Cleveland last year. Yes, we held him to no sacks, you recall. But, Mike, he's always a problem, especially up there in dirty-ass Cleveland. On his way to L.A., no more Myles Garrett. And as a matter of fact, we will not face him at all. We don't play the Rams this year. Next year, we will play the Rams, but not this year. Myles Garrett, Mike, we went from playing him 2 times this year to none.
I love it, man. Like, damn good player, but Mike, why Cleveland? Why? Like, you were actually building a nice roster.
Where is Tater? Where is he?
I know he's probably down at the pub right now getting shit faced, and I wouldn't blame him right now. Like don't get me wrong. Like, Jared Verse is a great young player, but going to having to face Myles Garrett twice a year to Jared Verse, that's a step down. That's a nice step down. But holy shit, like Cody, the Rams are all in, and I don't blame them. Maximize your window, but this is just comical.
I love it, guys. Are you feeling it, Steeler Nation? Are you feeling it? I'm telling you, I'm feeling it for a lot of different reasons this year. I wish Tater was here. I never heard myself say that or thought that I would ever say that, but I wish Tater was here. I think we could certainly have a lot of fun with him. Myles Garrett a Los Angeles Ram as of today. Again, more may continue to happen. Tomorrow, Steelers kick off mandatory minicamp. So many things to get into, Mike. So many things to get into. Mike, this is who Sports Illustrated says is the winners and losers so far in the OTAs for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike, winners by way of Sports Illustrated in the OTAs for the Steelers, Drew Aller. Drew Aller is marked a winner so far of the Pittsburgh Steelers OTAs winners and losers, Mike. Drew Aller. Everett. Of course, he's been turning heads is the word that I continuously hear, Mike, about Everett. IMAX. So, no, they're saying that we're not sure if he's going to be starting. We don't know what's going to be going on yet. But at the end of the day, IMAX is a winner so far in the OTAs. And also Jaquan Brisker, Mike, who's going to confuse the hell out of me because he's wearing number 3 back there in the secondary, which, again, just a foreign thing. Certainly being a Pittsburgh fan, very traditional, usually till about 10 years ago in numbers. And, Mike, to see Jaquan Brisker back here hitting people from the safety position wearing number 3 is going to be crazy.
What the hell is Sean Sweezum doing out there? When did he get a killer tan? It is going to take. Or what the hell is Russell Wilson doing back there? I thought he was in the broadcast booth.
I'm pretty sure Sweezum was 6, but point taken.
Okay, my bad. I forgot I knew one of the punchers and kickers.
It's all good, brother.
But Sweezum I knew would actually hit someone. But Dalen Everett, man, he's either going to be the next big thing or he's being way overhyped. It's OTAs and they're saying he's looking that good. The way they're talking about it, it's like you think you're talking about a first-round pick. So I'm excited, but I'm also kind of nervous too at the same time. Is it just overblown hype, or is this kid legit? I liked what I saw on tape from him, but if he's looking this good this early, damn, that kid might be a steal at the draft.
Losers. There's one loser, but according to SI in the OTAs for the Pittsburgh Steelers thus far, and the loser so far. Do you want to take a stab at who this might be? There's one loser.
Mason Rudolph.
No. I'll take one more stab.
Will Howard.
No. Patrick Queen. According to SI, Mike, the winners, Drew Aller, Everett, IMAX, Brisker. The one loser that SI named for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the OTA so far, Patrick Queen.
Huh. Interesting. Well, we'll see how this carries over to camp. But, yeah, I've heard nothing but really good things for Everett. Mad Max, they were showing some drills, doing a blocking drill with him, and it was Dunker holding the blocking bag. Dude, Max was flying out of this drill, and he hit Dunker so hard, Dunker had to double back and regain his balance. This Max kid looks legit, even though yes, it is football in shorts, but just the athleticism is just popping off the screen with this kid.
That's what I'm hearing. Nothing but good word coming in from him. Let's get back on the board here for a little bit so we stay caught up on the terrible board. Again, the big news today, right as of right now, Myles Garrett goes to the Rams. And more moves more than likely on the way. Let's go here. Somber Sauce. Sauce, is this Somber from downtown LA? Got it. Tortilla says Somber makes the best food in India. Cody says, okay, so I think we did get through some of these. We got right here. Derpy says the Clowns traded I gotta find my Derpy button. I don't know where it's at. The Clowns traded Myles Garrett. So there you go. Myles Garrett is a Ram. Tortilla says, Indio, not India. My fault. Derpy says this. He says to the Rams. Sauce says, no way. I think this is the funniest thing ever, Mike. Especially, again, Myles Garrett was really changing the way your team was. Or I'm sorry, Baker Mayfield was really changing the way this team was going, and they get rid of him. And now again, you get a generational talent like Myles Garrett, and they down the road he goes.
It's wild. It's common. That's Cleveland Brown right there. You just had 2 really good drafts back to back. Build upon that. Yeah, you can say, hey, we're building upon that by trading Myles Garrett, but now your defense is going to take a step back. Yes, Jared Verse is a good young player, but now you're probably going to be in the same shoes because you're going to have to extend him and then all these other young talent coming in. I I like on paper I get it, but I don't get it, man. You just signed this guy last off season to be, like more or less your one helmet guy that's gonna, try to right the ship. And he's still a very good player. He can end up playing as long as Cam Hayward is. This guy is not only fast, but he's also strong. He can turn into that role of like a Cam Hayward guy, just still playing well into the late 30s. I just don't get it, man. I don't get what they're trying to do.
I'm seeing it come up on my board right now. Sports Illustrated. Anderberg explains how the trade between LA and Cleveland came together and what each team is getting out of the deal. Mike, again, losing their defensive coordinator this offseason, which was huge in my opinion. Such a big part of that defense being the number one pass defense last year. And now, again, getting rid of Myles Garrett. So that, for now, is the story of the day. Again, we may have other big high-profile trades throughout the course of this day, but Mike, that right now, Myles Garrett on his way to the Rams. I can't say it enough. Again, just because Browns fans, right?
Just
because Browns fans.
This is why they're never going to win.
I agree.
I guarantee you, like the two good draft classes they have back to back, they'll probably have another good draft class because they're going to suck. And whatever poor young quarterback they're going to take is going to fail. Because listen, like, does anyone watch the interviews of with their new head coach? The guy's he's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like, if he makes it through this year or even next year, it's going to be a miracle. And it's just, if I felt bad for Browns fans, I would feel bad for him right now, but I can't. I just didn't want to sit here and laugh at you all. It's great.
And you know what? I see something this weekend that made me think, how people are always talking about us and our Super Bowls from back in the day.
Yeah.
And how we go on, and people say, well, you're always celebrating Super Bowls from the 70s. I seen the most perfect burn, the most perfect comeback. It was a meme somebody had up. And they said, what, these guys are always just celebrating your 70s Super Bowls. And the person in response said in this meme, they said, why is it taking your team so long to catch up then?
That's true.
Well, so while we're not winning anymore, neither are you, because you certainly aren't catching up to us. So F off. We're going to continue. And to the victor go the spoils, Mike, is what I always believe.
Yeah. And, hey, we have a legacy. Like, we were a foundation, a bedrock franchise of the NFL, of the Super Bowl era, the first team to win 2 Super Bowls back-to-back, the first to win 4. That's true, real NFL history that teams chase, because no team has won more than 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And first, we were the first team to do it twice. So teams like try to chase the Steelers' success of the 70s. No team tries to chase any of the success that the Browns have ever had.
Yeah, I mean, we won our Super Bowl with first Super Bowl 50 some years ago. And again, what's taking your team so long to catch us? That's the big question. Let's go right here. Sasha says, no way. Ty says, wow. It actually happened. Sasha saying, Derpy says, let's go. Derpy showing some sign of life. Mike's first sign of life we've seen from Derpy in a while. Tyrone says, Garrett to the Rams. Let's go here. Let's go. Tyrone is saying, Somber, are the Browns still paying him? How does that work, Mike? I'm not real sure on the details yet. I don't know if you are or not.
Not either. I know it's technically trade will probably be official post June 1st or whatever. And I don't know if like salary cap will be spread out or like any dead money will be spread out over 2 years, because I know you can do that if you cut a player and stuff like that. I'm not sure yet. I'm sure like once all the details come out, language of how his contract will oh my God, let me start over. How his contract will be spread out between the two teams will be released further on, because usually a big contract like that, the Browns will take some of that on for a better draft pick and stuff like that. So that's probably what they're working out, trying to finalize too.
So again, Mike, for no other reason really than just F the Browns fans at the end of the day. For me, I listen, I acknowledge he was good, but you know what? Through your life as a football fan, you always face teams that have a good player. Yeah. So at the end of the day, yes, thank goodness he's gone. At the end of the day, one way or the other is fine with me, Mike. But again, I'm all about, the Browns fans who always have something to say. And they were just doing so much better because of Myles Garrett, apparently. Now he's gone. Again, Mike, Cleveland is being Cleveland. Baker Mayfield was the straw for me, but this is almost just as fun. Baker Mayfield, and now, again, Myles Garrett on his way to Los Angeles, guys. So that is what's going on this afternoon in the NFL. Let's get back to the board. A lot of things being said. I don't want to miss anything. Let's go right here. Derpy says this. He says, we're winning the division. I thought we'd win the division prior to, but you know what? I agree. I thought Cleveland would have a better season than what they've been having. I thought that. But Mike, now again, defensive coordinator gone. Myles Garrett out of the picture. Interesting. That was their bread and butter. The defensive coordinator and Myles Garrett. Now both of them gone.
The two players the two gentlemen that stirred the drink of that defense, the architect and then the game wrecker.
Good stuff. Like a breeze, Derpy says, damn Rams all in. Wild Tyrone says, hey, that doesn't surprise me. I know the Rams like winning football games, and they got close last year and maybe a piece or two away from getting back in it. So that doesn't surprise me for the Rams. Tortilla Jackson says, for real, it is for real, man. He says, I still can't believe it. Yinzer Joe, did you know that judges made defendants raise their right hand so judges could check for branding on previous convictions? Interesting. Very interesting, Joe. Tyrone says, I knew trades would happen today. Derpy, they don't call them mistake by the lake for nothing. Tyrone says San Jose or SJ. Next watch. Sosh says the Browns ain't winning anything for the next 2 to 3 years. It's a great trade for the team. Yes, Miles is defensive player of the year, but Jared Verse plus first and more is super good for the Browns. Like, I'm not even kidding. But the thing I'm thinking is this, Sosh, they're going to F that up when they eventually get to that point. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Hey, they worked so hard to get somebody like Baker Mayfield. He comes in there finally, after 40 years, 30-some years, finishes ahead of the Steelers, wins a playoff game over the Steelers. I mean, they were riding high, and they get rid of the guy that done that. Now, again, they start building back up. The defense becomes the number 2 defense in the league last year. You get rid of the defensive coordinator and you get rid of Myles Garrett. You can't tell me that Jared Verse plus a first is going to end out working out down the road. It sounds great, and I agree with what you're saying. But have you ever seen the Cleveland Browns make the right decision, at least in the last 4 decades? Is my question. Mike?
No, I have not, because I always just wanted to see their last 5 draft classes. You have to go from, they had 3 years where no first round draft picks. 2 years with no second round draft picks, all because of the Deshaun Watson trade. So you have to go all the way back to 2021. They had a first round pick, Greg Newsome. He's no longer on the team. He's traded. Then you have to go all the way to last year. You had Mason Graham picked in the first round, underachieved first round pick. And then they got a decent pick in the second round, decent pick in the third round, and another decent pick in the third round. Then you draft 2 quarterbacks last year. Then you draft another one this year. Then you have a really good first 5 picks. So their past 2 draft classes were pretty good. But we've seen the string of the past however many years or how many decades since they've come back. It's not good. So even if they have all these high picks next year, it's not going to do them any good because they're going to mess it up somehow. Their owner is a buffoon. He has no idea what's going on. He thought, I'm coming from Pittsburgh. I know how to run it. He was a minority owner for the Steelers. Oh, I learned from the Steelers. I know what I'm doing. Farthest thing from the truth. This guy is just as incompetent as the rest of Cleveland.
Fantastic.
It is bad what they have going up here.
Let's go. Cody says, no fucking way the Browns are going to suck this year. Imagine that. Imagine that.
In 2027, they drafted Myles Garrett first overall. The following year, they get Baker Mayfield first overall. And then look where we are now, guys. So I have no confidence that what this franchise is going to do is going to affect the Steelers negatively in any way.
Tyrone says AJ is next. Watch. It could very well happen for sure. Lindsay says, wow. Ronald says this Garrett is a great stats player, but never seems to come through when it matters. I don't think he is a big get for the Rams. I think he helps. They've been needing somebody on that defensive line since Aaron Donald stepped away and retired. Having a defensive force back on the defensive line could get them back to where they were. I think at least maybe that's what they're shooting for, Ronald, just to kind of fill that talent on the defensive line, get that back. But again, the big news, guys, Myles Garrett on his way to the Rams, no longer a Cleveland Brown. You gotta love it. Things like this just make the Pittsburgh sports world go round, and you know what? We're here for it. Let's continue. Somber says maybe finally he'll win something. Perhaps because the Rams are they're a very good team. Could have been in the Super Bowl this year. Let's go to Tyrone. He says this Myles Garrett can get the fuck out of my division, bitch. Also, let's go right down here to Lindsay. Lindsay says, right, Somber. Maybe he'll win something for sure. She's agreeing with Tyrone. A-Rod happy as fuck. You know what? A-Rod could get some time back here behind the line with the little protection mic and these weapons. I think he's going to be carving people up this year. Watch out, Cleveland. Man, where's Tater? I bet you any minute money he's listening in. He just refuses to comment.
No, he's probably crying somewhere.
Or hanging somewhere.
Oh, that's kind of dark.
Oh, hey.
But would be the appropriate response.
Tyrone, A-Rod happy as fuck. He says Rams are all in. Kenneth says this deal is being finalized, but not across the finish line yet. Somber says Miles out. Hendrickson switched teams. Lawrence in. That's true. We do have Sexy Dexy over in Cincinnati. Hendrickson, of course, with Baltimore now, but Myles Garrett no longer in Cleveland. Kenneth says Tater must have heard the news before the show and skipped. And he was here really early, too.
Uh-huh.
I would have loved for him to be here. Somebody get him.
Tater, if you're listening, man, speak up, man. We won't make fun of you. We promise.
Get him and bring him to me. Let's go here to Tyrone. I like Everett pick. Other podcasts didn't. Shaking my head. I do. I love the Everett pick. Again, I'm finding out a lot more that there's even more reason to like that pick. So great. Somber, what LOL. Lindsay, Browns are idiots. Always great seeing Lindsay. Somber said the Browns be browning. Can you imagine being a Browns? Can you imagine being a Browns fan from another country who just decided to pick
right
their favorite team? Can you imagine?
Dude, they just traded away 23 sacks. And they get 7.5 back.
Let's go here. Tortilla, he says they kept throwing picks on 7-on-7, so they said fuck it, blow the whole team up.
Fuck it, get us a defense because we're gonna need it. Oh wait, we just traded our whole defense. Our bad, coach. We misunderstood what you meant.
Tyrone, he says, where Tater at? I don't know. He's usually here spouting off, but today he's not, so surprise. Lindsay said he's crying. Tortilla says Tater's pulling out his couch right now. Let's go down here to Christine. Hey, always great seeing Christine on the board. How are you? All the way from Kentucky. Christine in the house. He says, oh my God, I just got home and saw this. Browns are a bunch of dingledorfs. I was wrong. LOL, I guess they had no plans on winning. Rams are all in. Everything you said is true. Nothing you said is false. Always great seeing you, Christine. Hope things are good for you. Hope you had a great weekend. It is June 1st, which means, guess what? We have camp in St. Vincent College next month. I'm sorry. Let's come down here to continue with Christine. She says, I'm pretty happy we don't have to deal with him. Yeah, I know. Me too. Because he was becoming a pain in the ass for us. The Browns defense was becoming a thorn in our side. And guess what? Now, not so much. It doesn't seem like, again, defensive coordinator. Number 2 defense in the league. Defensive coordinator gone. Defensive player of the year on the number 2 defense in the league. Gone. Only the Browns could make that happen, guys. So there you go. Let's go continue on right here to Tyrone. Damn, Tater going through it. No Lindsay, no couch, no carrot. That sounds like a deadly combination, but yes, that does sound like that. None of those things are going down for Tater today. Let's go to my man Sheiky Baby. Always great seeing Sheiky Baby in the house. Always great seeing Sheiky Baby all the way from Saudi Arabia, my man. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the Terrible Board as always. He says, I see there is a future for Heinrich. You know what? I from what I'm hearing the same thing. I mean, we're going to have to see them out on the field, do their thing and see them play. But at the end of the day, Mike, plenty of reasons to feel optimistic about what's going on with the Steelers. We got so much more to get into today. Again, the Myles Garrett story certainly took the show over. Everybody kind of expressing their excitement plus kind of surprised, Mike, I think ultimately by this move by Cleveland.
I think so, because you hear the rumblings and you're probably thinking, to me it felt like the offseason talk surrounding TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. Like, okay, these are people who can potentially be traded. Now make their right amount of sense for it if you're going to do it. And that's how I felt it was going. It was just like talk, for that offseason speculation.
Yeah.
Because,
Wow.
he hasn't shown up. He hasn't spoken to the coach. Like, okay, these things happen sometimes. He'll probably be there for their training camp. And then this one, to me, it felt like it came out of left field. Like the past couple of days, it talks building up. You're like, okay, this has happened before. And then, boom, it happened. And this was not the big trade everyone thought was going to happen today.
Yeah, I know. There may be more. So don't put your guards down, everybody. Finch just now is texting me Myles Garrett traded to the Rams. He's not watching the show, obviously. Let's continue on right here. Ty says, hey, Christine. Christine says this. She says, if the Browns are still paying him, then they are even bigger idiots. And, the Browns, they probably are somehow. I'm like, they're still paying half of the league, and none of them plays for the team. So, again, got to love the Browns. See, again, when we go on and on about the Browns, it's not because we believe they're a rival. Mike, I think they're one of the furthest things from a rival, especially now. They go on and on about us, but again, it's always a joke. It's always something funny and just some kind of mishap that goes on up there that keeps us talking about them.
Yeah, that's all they are to me and the rest of the Steeler Nation. They're a joke.
If you can't win a division in 40 years, you're a joke.
Yes. Yeah. And
I'm just saying.
I saw like one of their bigger, media personalities tweet out on Twitter, like, oh, celebrating my Super Bowl. And it was, Pouncey snapping the ball over Ben's head. Like, that's your guys' super. That like, this is how down bad you guys are. One, to have anything to celebrate, and to like try and make yourself relevant like the Steelers. Like, for us, like, that was shit, man. Shit happens. It sucked. An opportunity slipped out. That's like your guys' biggest crowning achievement.
Like, they will do anything besides win football games. That's their problem. They'll do anything to become like us except win football games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I have more respect for the Bengals than I do the Browns, because
the
Bengals made it to Super Bowl. The Ravens, they've won 2 Super Bowls. They're a good competitive team. We may laugh at stuff that they do, but you can kind of understand maybe why they're doing it, because they have a track record of success. The Browns, if the Bengals, let's say, like, if the Ravens pulled off a trade like this, I would be worried. I would be kind of worried, but it's the Browns.
And we were going to be facing Max Crosby and Garrett this year, Myles Garrett. Both of those guys, neither of these guys were going to be facing within the division. So again, this just works out for more for us.
It's just a free content, free fodder. Thank you, Cleveland, the gift that keeps on giving.
Lindsay says this. She says, definitely no Lindsay. Tyrone shaking my Lindsay says definitely no. Oh, I gotcha on the comment about Tater. Let's go down here to Christine. Christine says this: traded for a first round, and Rams might not even have a first round in 2027. Boy, would that be funny. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone said that pick will be over 20. That's a terrible trade yeah, no, you're right. It's probably going to be a pretty low trade. I think you would say low trade. Tyrone or Tortilla also says this. He says we had to all we had to do was raise our right hand to get rid of Myles Garrett. And look at that.
Exactly.
As easy as that. All we did with this morning was raised our right hand. And Myles Garrett left the division. Let's move along right here to Lindsay. Always great seeing what she has to say. She says, Tortilla, Christine. Christine says, I'm actually shocked. And all of a sudden, a very good mood. Me too. Why am I in such a good mood by this? It's my God, yes, we'll take it. We will take it. Let's go here to Tyrone. I'm happy. Not my quarterback. Don't got to worry about it. Not this year anyway. He sure ain't. Let's go here to Lindsay. She says this: no, Cleveland is a horrendous organization. They make no good decisions, and it's comical that they don't make any good decisions ever. Wow.
So they're back. Jared Verse, I like. He's a really good player. Last year's stat comparison between him and Nick Herbig. Verse played 17 games. Herbig played 14. Herbig, 1 interception. This Verse, nothing. Sacks, 7.5 each. Solo tackles, Verse has them here 35 to 21. Forced fumbles, tied. Verse 33 or 3, and Herbig 3. Recoveries, Herbig 1. Probables, Verse got the Pro Bowl, Herbig does not. So their centerpiece of the trade is just as good as our backup.
Yeah. Christine says the only time the Browns have made any good decisions was fictional on draft day with Kevin Costner as GM. Let's go down to Somber. Somber says this, Mike. He says now that they are expected to have Garrett under contract for the 4-year, $160 million extension he signed last offseason that included a no trade clause. He's now waiving for his trade, but he also will have in his Rams contract, I'm sure. Somber says per ESPN. He said it's all I could find as of right now. No, great, bro. We appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you for the news scoop. Mark Malone says, well, they still have Shitter. They still do have Shitter. And you know what? He has his number retired to Colorado. We gotta watch out. Let's go here to Lindsay. She says that's a lie. I'm making fun of him for sure. The Somber. I'm sorry, Mark Malone. Mark Malone says hopefully IMAX comes on strong in the preseason. Ninja Joe says Sexy Dexy's stats have actually been on a decline. I agree. They have been on a decline. He's a good player, but he's not what he was in his first couple of years. I have like 7 people texting me that they know where I'm at. They knows exactly what I'm doing. Why are you texting me?
I know, right?
Every one of you, stop.
You can see us right now.
I mean, Derpy was literally here talking to us. Now he's texting me. What? Leave me alone. Mark Malone, Everett makes JPJ expendable. Let's go to Tyrone. He says, damn, what a good day. Too bad we couldn't play Ice Cube, Mike.
I know, right?
Let's go, Tyrone. Mark, don't start with me today. Lindsay says, I tend to agree, Mark. Tortilla Benton, best number 95 in the division. Angel Joe says, dang it, I had a joke for you guys, but I forgot it. I guess it was pointless. Hey, if you remember, throw it out there, dude. Mark Malone says, Benton, that's a contract we need to get done. Mark Malone says, it does make sense, Lindsay. Lindsay says, definitely does. Tortilla says, Garrett only stayed in the AFC North because of Mike Tomlin. You see your boy Micah Parsons trying to recruit Coach T the other night at the basketball game, Mike.
Hell, you recruit him, maybe we can use some draft picks.
Yeah, we'll take some draft picks.
Yeah. So, Parsons, you're kind of a local guy, help the team out.
By all means. Let's go here to Jamal. What's up, dude? Gang, my G's. Always great seeing Jamal in the house. Big scoop today, dude. Smiles Carrot on his way to LA. Don't have to worry about that this year anyway. Next year we'll see LA, but not this year. Went from 2 times to no times seeing Myles Garrett this year. Somber says, I wonder if Verse is pissed. I couldn't imagine that he's not. I mean, you went from a team that's this close from the Super Bowl. You have a quarterback like Matt Stafford, a coach that's been getting it done, and you're going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's hanging themselves today. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Tater. I don't know if it's Verse. I don't know who it is. Somebody's hanging today, Mike. Right here. Right hand, I swear to you.
Right hand, I believe you as well. And I forget how long the kid's been in league because they still have the 5th-year option they can exercise on this. Oh, if I'm Jared Verse, I'm calling my agent and be like, is there anything I can do short of retiring?
Let's
continue. His contract runs through 2029.
Who Versus?
Yeah.
Christine says it looks like the Rams are giving them the Jared Verse. Tortilla says Garrett got traded before JPJ. Let's go here. Somber, he says, welcome to the conversation, Christine. Lindsay says, won't be long now, Tortilla. Guys, all right, let's move on, if we shall. Guys, again, still great stuff. I'm going to be thinking about this one most of the day. Tortilla says the Ravens almost paid more for Crosby. Christine, no, it's all good. I think Somber just messing with you. A couple of things, Mike, I do want to say. OTAs so far for the Steelers. We did talk about the winners and the losers according to SI. Mike, in the OTAs this year, we've had Aaron Rodgers show up. That is a positive. Wide receivers, Mike, this year in the OTAs. Guys turning heads, like the rookie, Jeremy Bernard, Mike. The offensive line working on fixing itself in the OTA so far this year. The defense, Mike, the whole new defensive scheme. coming together nicely under Patrick Graham, the new defensive coordinator. Again, what we're doing compared to what other teams in the division are doing, you have to feel optimistic. And at the end of the week, they're going to tell us that they expect us to finish last in the division for whatever reason, because they do it every year, Mike. Things are looking good. I'm going to give you some more scoop into that just a second, but your take on everything that you're seeing so far, is there anything that's giving you any thought that this isn't the direction we want to be heading in?
No, like this offseason really couldn't have gone more perfect for the Steelers.
Let me cut you off just 1 second. Just Tyrone did say Juju signed with the Giants. Juju signed with the Giants. That is what came up on the board.
Wow.
But complete your thought, and we'll get to that in just a
we'll
second.
get back to that. But I think it's been a damn near perfect season for the Steelers. They won into free agency in the draft. Everywhere you thought they had to address an issue, they did. I think inside linebacker might still be an area we have to look at. But if they're counting, getting Day in the growth and development of the younger guys, and then a new scheme will help the middle linebackers of the run game, okay, that's an argument you can be made that you can be spun into a positive to where, see, this is why we didn't invest in inside backers, and we were able to do stuff here, and here. Okay, cool. You can sell me on that. You got your stopgap quarterback for another year, reuniting with his former head coach who won a Super Bowl with, who's bringing in an offensive game plan and scheme that is up there with some of the best in the NFL. Awesome. A defense coordinator who overachieves with lesser talent. Now you give him all this talent. Awesome to hear. I've been loving this offseason, man. It ticks all the boxes that you wanted to see, and especially with a new coaching staff and an experienced coaching staff as well. To like this team should be ready to rock and roll. And of course, my camera cuts out on me. Right as I'm making my wrap up.
No, that was a good point. It was a good job. Let me jump back on the board here while you get that fixed. I'm going to go right here to Tortilla. The Ravens almost paid more for Crosby. Let's go here, Christine. Okay, we did get that. Somber giving people shit again, all the way from Los Angeles, California, or India, or wherever the hell he's from in California. Indio, is that right? Let's go here. Let's go to Tyrone. Juju just signed with the Giants. Mike, there again, as brought up by Ty down further on the board, Mike. That's the depth piece that I was looking at. I thought Juju would be a nice depth piece for us. However, Mike, the Giants just adding yet another ex-Steeler wide receiver to their wide receiver room. I tell you what, Jim Harbaugh must have been on that other sideline just salivating
right
over the years watching our players, because he's pulling them all in now.
Dude, if that report is true that it is Juju, because like I said earlier, they signed Braxton Berrios, then OBJ, now Juju. Like, it's literally looking like 2018. They have a nice receiving core there, man. And this just tells me that Malik's neighbor's knee does not look good. If you're getting all these guys to come in and add depth, it's telling me your number one guy is his knees are shot right now.
See, I thought Juju would be a nice piece down the line for us. Of course, I mean, the Roman, he's been putting in a lot of work, Mike, and then with rookie Jeremy Bernard, hopefully they will be filling the 3 and the 4. But if we could have brought Juju in as a veteran piece to fill in for depth, I would have been just fine for that. And again,
like 5 or 6,
and I know people would have liked him, and people here in Pittsburgh were he was a fan favorite. So
say what you will about Juju, but like, he's a tough, hard-nosed football player. He ain't afraid to go across the middle. He ain't afraid to take. He's a football player. Dude's a beast out there. But I think like his knees are kind of shot right now. But if you needed like a down the line 6 guy in a pinch, get you a couple 100 yards in the season, couple tough catches here and there, wouldn't be a bad pick. But he might be counted on to do a lot in New York.
Let's see. Tortilla, Giants signing all the washed wide receivers. They want to do what we did last year. Mm-hmm. Somber says this. Mikey says, unless Neighbors track back is delayed, could also be for depth. Again, who knows with that knee. Let's go here to Ty. Ty says, yeah, they got hella wide receivers. Laugh my ass off. India, there he is. Somber with his India. The report is true. Somber did put it out. Juju's knees are shot as well, and he does follow that up by saying he could be a decent goal line guy. Mike, this was what was said. Who said this? Was it The Steelers, Mike, this is according to Farbaugh. This was something that was said. The Steelers told him on mic drop about noticeable differences. Okay, Farbaugh's talking about the noticeable differences under Mike McCarthy and how things are running compared to Coach T. Totally different vibe. It's a very different style of practice. It's a very different thing. The personalities of Coach, obviously, very different. Mike T, obviously a very different person than Mike McCarthy. It's totally different. And then also, Mike, this is from Ed Thompson, a quote. He's actually a professional photographer here from Pittsburgh. He is in with all the he's in with all the meetings and everything that goes on with the media. He says this, Mike, I am on 110% on board with Nick on this one. Much respect to Coach T, but the reps and sets that the Steelers are covering in the time we are at practice each day so far are much greater than what we've seen from the past 5-6 years. More reps and more intensity should make this team better. How much? That will be the big question. I feel they will significantly be better on defense. Side note, lots of new toys also. Tons of new equipment and performance gear to make the players better and stronger. New training staff also seems like they are really taking stretching more serious. They can't afford to have all the soft tissue injuries again. So again, Mike, this isn't a professional reporter. However, he is a professional camera guy that does go around the league and work in for the NFL. Ed Thompson here in Pittsburgh, Mike. These are things that he says, and again, either no way any shots toward the former coach.
Yeah.
I'm moving forward, as is most Steeler fans. Mike, these are very encouraging things to hear from people that are around the Steelers every day working. Again, you gotta like what you're feeling. Again, Mike, just next month is camp. Today, they're off. Mandatory minicamp tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Next week, 4 days of OTAs, and that wraps up, Mike. And then it's going to be next month, training camp, Latrobe. We're so close, baby. And guess what? One of the biggest thorns in the side of the Steelers just left the division today.
This offseason keeps getting better and better for the Steelers. And those reports coming out, like, that stuff's encouraging, because like they said, this is what we – for the media period is what we're seeing. So they notice like the difference between the two media periods are different. That doesn't mean to say like Tomlin's all of his practices were that way. It doesn't mean all of McCarthy's are this way. It's just what they're showing.
These
and
are
it's
just
giving that good vibe.
Hear.
And that's a good thing because perception is reality. So you perceive it that way. That's what's going on. But they're doing a good thing. Like they're just, hey, there's new things we're doing. Let's move forward. I like what I'm seeing from this new coaching staff. Like they haven't done anything to, say anything bad about what's happened here. They're just like, no, this is what we're doing. We're going forward. And they've even said, we found some things in place that they did that we never thought of before. And we're going to carry those on forward too. This is just like the perfect thing right here, man. You're getting an experienced coaching staff that one's not going to, do anything to badmouth the organization by having a coach here for too long or something like that, piss the players off. They're just, hey, this is how we do it, and we're going forward with it. Everyone has bought in, which is just awesome to see. I can't wait to see what's going to happen, man, because like you said, you look around the rest of the division, it's just like bad things happening here.
It's a disaster.
Everywhere it's a disaster. In Pittsburgh, we're just like cruising along, but everyone wants to make us look like the buffoons.
Absolutely.
Like we don't know what we're doing, but you look at our roster construction, our coaching hire, way we've done everything. We've set it up to not only be competitive this year, but to be competitive next year, and the year after, and the year after, while making steps forward. Like this is just a great all season for the Steelers, man.
Who thought that when we were at the tailgate before the playoff game back in January, that in June, this was going to be what we were going to have to be working with and dealing with and looking for next season? Because at that time, there was still no indication that Mike Tomlin was leaving. We were getting ready for a playoff game. Things was, as they are every day in Pittsburgh. We love our football. Who would have thought just 5 months later, Mike, down the road, that we would be sitting where we're at with the situation that we're sitting at, with the players that we got, with what's going on around us in the division. So again, this is why we love what we do and why we do what we do for the entire year, Mike. And again, it's these situations that always make it worth it. And things are feeling real good right now about our Pittsburgh Steelers. And you know what? And if a team like New England and a team like Denver, who I'm not going to say aren't good teams, we're still managed to be able to get into the AFC Championship game. And one of those teams ended up in the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, why not us? Why not us, Mike? I don't see that these teams are either of them are head and shoulders better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're both young teams that are still very early in their process. And Mike, they both managed to get in the championship game last year. So again, I'm feeling very confident, very optimistic about our Steelers. We have a lot going on, a lot of good stuff, Mike. This is what was said about Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson, a big question mark, of course. Mike, Roman Wilson, he says this. What did he say? Okay, they're comparing his relationship with the new coaches, Mike. Roman Wilson, to be a love affair. A love affair. They really enjoy what they're seeing from Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson really enjoying what he's getting out of these new coaches, Mike. And also, he was out with the route god all off season working.
Yep.
He got his new number. So again, sometimes psychologically, little things like that. Mike, again, just another thing, just to see Roman coming along after a couple seasons of disappointment, I guess you could say. And I don't feel that was because of play, but for whatever the reason is, just another thing, Mike, a piece to that wide receiver room that we're continuing to grow that was almost nil. And it was nil when DK Metcalf was out the 2 final games of the season because he was our one wide receiver.
Yeah.
So just all these problems becoming fixed and falling into place for us. Really got to feel good for you if you are a Steeler fan, which we are, and it does. And I'm, again, Mike, on June 1st, I'm feeling a lot. I'm feeling very excited about this football team, Mike, here on June 1.
Me too, man. Like the arrow is pointed up for the Steelers. Like we fixed a lot of issues that have been plaguing us for the past 5 years in one off season. And and that's not discounting the groundwork that was done the previous 4, when Omar and Weedle came on. So like we've been saying for a long time on this show, they've been building for this year. We thought this would be the year every young quarterback came out and we'd have our young guy. But guess what? We still have a wily vet back there that is still a top 15 quarterback in the league. And, if everyone else does their part, that might be all you need to go out and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team is it's been building to this direction for 4 years now. And now we're at that moment. And this team's going to shock the world, man. I'm not predicting a Super Bowl, but I'm predicting we're going to have a really good season.
And at the end of the day, I mean, unless you're a team that's locked, loaded at every position, kind of been there maybe last year to the AFC Championship game, fell short. These are the teams that are going to predict Super Bowl. Again, I don't think Mike is counting out the Super Bowl. I just think that, again, there are other teams that that look more ideally in a position. But at the end of the day, I don't feel that we're head and shoulders worse than the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. And these were the 2 teams that faced off in the AFC Championship game last year. Again, I think the Steelers could really make a run because, again, at the end of the day, they win the division, go 10-7, and qualify for the playoffs with a lot of shady off situations that we were dealing with last year, Mike. And a few of those things get fixed. Of course, adding wide receivers, one of the biggest things. Maybe turning this highest-paid defense, one of the highest-paid defenses, into one of the highest productive defenses.
Yes.
This makes a big difference. So again, there's a lot of things that are pointing to the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to look good. And again, why is Tater not here? This just I wish Tater was here, Mike. But this is something that this is something going kind of back to how the good vibes here in Pittsburgh. Joe Hayden, we all loved Joe Hayden when he was here, Mike. Of course, the cornerback, spent the first part of his career in Cleveland, then came here. Now does his show with Debo. Mike, this is what Joe Hayden says every time I hear him talk, talking about Coach McCarthy. He says, I'm impressed. He says I'm impressed with his focus on all the real football stuff that he talks about that comes out of his mouth. He just sees him as an all in all football coach. And again, Mike, you add that element of being the hometown guy. He has a little bit more incentive than somebody who's not from town that might be trying to coach a team. You have to add that in there too, because what you got to understand, like Texas, Pittsburgh, Western PA is huge with football. They love football more than anything. And with our population being not as big as the Calis, the Texas, these states like this, Mike, we certainly are way up in the ranks with everything when it comes to football, because it is what we do here from high school to college to pros. It just is. And again, I think that just gives him a little bit more of an edge to want to get it done for the team that he grew up down the road from where he's working right now, Coach McCarthy. Mike, just another thing to add into this pot of positive vibes in our Steelers.
Yeah, like when we first found out like McCarthy was going to be the head coach, I wasn't over the moon with it. I was not jumping for joy. But everything he has done has been top notch, been professional, and has been the right move. He said the right thing. He's doing the right thing. And then, that's why I took a step back and thought about like, why was I mad? And like, oh, because you want that young, fresh, head coach that's coming up. But like we said before in the show, those guys might not be doing the things McCarthy have, and this thing could have gone off the rails. A guy that wants to come in and totally, change the culture of the team, like to its core, like change the foundation of the way the Steelers do things, and that's never going to happen. They have a set way of doing things, and a set way of like, hey, we'll adapt to certain things, but there's also the Steeler way, and there's things we won't bend on. And someone like Mike McCarthy knew that. And even before he came here, Tomlin knew that too, because like he grew up in the NFL. He knows this thing. Cowher was the same way. He was a Pittsburgh guy, but also played for for the Browns. You know a certain thing, the way the Steelers are going to run, and then they won't bend on, and you have to respect that. And it sounded like some of these young coaches, the reports were coming out, they wanted money for this, money for that. We're going to do things this way. We're going to do things that way. We're changing this, and that's like, no. There are certain things that stay, and we're going to keep it that way. And then that's why we've been consistently successful year over year. And McCarthy, he knew that from being a hometown guy and being a coach in the NFL for like 30, 40 years. So it turned out to be the right hire. Yeah, he may be older, but he's proving the game has not passed him by at all. He's been able to adapt to everything new that's come along. And he's been the forefront of analytics. Like he's saying, like that 55 magic number you keep hearing about, like completions plus rushing attempts. He's like, yeah, that's old school analytics. As before it became called analytics. So this guy has a forward thinking mind. He's not set in his ways. So it's just looking better and better this offseason hire.
Very motivated he seems to. And again, you get a guy from town that's motivated, and everything that, again, with our football here in Pittsburgh, just I can't get over how excited I am, Mike, about things that are happening. And again, today, the Browns shipping out Myles Garrett from our division. Just another thing to be excited about here. Let's get back on the board, Mike. I'm going to talk about some defense here in just a moment, and a couple of guys, but also going back to the geography, the roots of where some of these people came from. We were just talking about, Mike. Keep that in mind as it's comes time for the trivia of the day. That might have something to do with it, so keep that in mind. Let's get back on the board, though, to what is being said today on the board right here. Let's go to I'm going to go back to Corey. I think this is where we are. Corey says this, damn, I missed so much. I'm trying to finish editing and take care of my 3 kids and 2 nephews and niece today, shaking my head. Still haven't been able to upload. It's all good, man. Got to do your thing. Corey always busy with the podcast, of course. Tortilla says the wheelchair giants. And they're kind of putting together this kind of this makeshift team, just like we were, Mike, with bringing Russell Wilson, bringing this guy, bringing that guy. It's almost a version that's a couple steps behind us in a sense, what the Giants are trying to do up there. And I think Harbaugh all these years might have wanted to try things that the Steelers had, being stuck as the Ravens coach. Now he's getting an opportunity to coach half the guys that he coached against.
And he's collecting former Steelers like they're Pokemons.
Yeah, he's right. You're right.
Okay, I can't wait to see who's next. Lev Bell coming out of retirement.
Let's go to right here to Steve Stockman. I do want to say welcome to Steve on the Terrible Board. Great to see you. Great to have you on the show and on the Terrible Board today. He says, we no longer have to play against Myles Garrett unless it's in the Super Bowl. That's a good point. Ooh. That is a good point. It would be in the Super Bowl if we would see him. I don't want to see the Rams in the Super Bowl. Let's just say the Steelers do make it there. I want to play somebody else. I don't know. The Rams are listen, Stafford's a proven winner. You know what I mean? He scares me. He's a top talent quarterback, top tier. But if we have to face him, we have to face him. But I would rather face like somebody that's a Cinderella story in the Super Bowl, like maybe a Carolina Panthers who's having a Cinderella year. Yeah, somebody like this. But that's just me personally.
Like someone who doesn't know they're supposed to be there.
Right. Let's go. But great comment, Steve. Great to see you. Vegas says this. My man Vegas, all the way from Las Vegas, says that Corey, now is when you gather them around and you show them what to do.
Put him to work.
Always great seeing Vegas. Tortilla says, my sources say Darius Swinson said paint the barn red, and that was against protocol. Are you serious? I mean, if it's serious, it's interesting. I don't know what to make of it, but I don't know. But speaking of jokes, let's go right here to Yinzer Joe, where Yinzer Joe says this. Ryan, the joke was about a pencil being pointless. You guys let it go right over your head. I get it now. I do get it now because I did go back and read the joke just a moment ago. That was pretty good. Let's continue. Let's continue here to Vegas, all the way from Vegas. He says, that's what my friend does with his 5 kids. 007, what do you guys think about players that came to play for Mike Tomlin? Do you think they will stick around? Yeah, I'm sure, especially, listen, if things are starting to look good, which they do, I think it's, of course, it's going to be appealing to stay around in Pittsburgh, as it always is. People say that it isn't sometimes, and I disagree with them, Mike. But at the end of the day, I think that they'll be okay. And we're going to get into some of these contracts in just a moment, Mike. And then also, speaking of players, I was just reading this morning, think about in a few years when they have to start opening the wallet up to pay for the offensive line that they are putting together over the past few years, Mike, because this line will be together for quite some time. And this is going to be probably the next conversation piece. But today, we're going to talk a little bit about JPJ, Herbig, and Benton here in just a few moments on the show. Let's continue forward here a little bit. But more than likely, you know, they probably came thinking Tomlin, but again, finding things are looking good. I don't understand. I wouldn't see how people couldn't be excited about this football team right now. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say it's a very exciting team, and I kind of feel sorry for you if you can't see that.
Excuse me. Let's go right here to Vegas. I would bet he made a remark about our trainer, who's a woman. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We talked about it briefly at the beginning of the show, but that was the extent of it. Again, still not sure what the details were on Coach Swinson, of course. Let's go here to Vegas again. Says Darnold winning gave hope to every team without a top-tier quarterback. Let's go to Mark Malone. Yeah, dude, Roman and getting the juju going in a positive direction. The juju. Tyrone, or I'm sorry, Tortilla says this. Tater is just mad that Somber and Miles Garrett are neighbors now. There you go. Maybe, yeah, there you go, Somber. Maybe you can invite Tater down after the big wedding, after the big Lindsay and Tater wedding that's going down at St. Vincent College next month. Maybe they could come out to Los Angeles for a little honeymoon, perhaps. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says this. What are the taxes in Ohio versus Cali? Miles may have just got a pay cut, which may be worth it to leave the Browns. I know that it's expensive as shit in California for everything, isn't it?
I would gladly take a 90% pay cut to leave Cleveland.
Yeah, I imagine it's really cheap up there. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know, but I would think it'd be a lot more expensive in California. Vegas says this. Vegas says. Oh, yeah, Vegas says I would take a pay cut to leave Cleveland. Vegas says dudes will start paying teams out of their NIL money to not draft them. Tortilla, you signed to play with Tomlin. You stay because of the French fries. Let's go here, Vegas. They're not freedom fries now. I don't know. They might still be freedom fries, depending on what's going on in the world. Let's go here to Lindsay. Lindsay says this. She says, on the salads, of course, on the salads. The best.
Why would you not put fries on a salad?
Mike just made some amazing salad last week with fries, and it was amazing. Steak salad. Scrumptious. Let's go.
I can cater Lindsay and Tater's wedding.
You know what? Just as I was reading the next comment, you started saying this. And Lindsay says, Ryan, shaking my head, not happening. I don't date Browns fans. And then as I was reading it, you literally said that you could cater their wedding. I don't think Lindsay's going to let that happen. I just don't.
It's okay. We don't judge. Love is love.
Love is love, baby. That's right. Peace and love. Let's go here to
Oh no, we might draw the line at Browns fans though.
yeah. You know what's funny about what's his name? Tater Tard. Why don't you be like rich? Why don't you be handsome? You know what I mean? We all give him shit. He might be. I doubt it, but he might be a stud with all kind of money. Who knows? Let's continue on here. Vegas says McDonald's. McDonald's always comes up with some BS like that hamburger with all the cold stuff on one side and the hot stuff on the other. Tortilla says this. He says, I'd give up my right hand to leave Cleveland.
Just make sure you don't get the suction cup to hold your phone.
Yeah.
You get pulled over.
Don't get pulled over. Yeah. Let's go here to Lindsay. She says, shut up, Tyrone. You're about to have a Browns baby. We will send you that onesie. Oh shit. Oh shit. Let's see. Jamal. Let's scoot right down here. Lindsay, I can't stand y'all. Let's go here to Vegas. I think a guy admitting to be a Browns fan would be loyal at least. Yeah. He's loyal to a bad relationship, probably too.
Right.
Tyrone, make sure you bring the ribs.
I got you covered, Tyrone.
I love some ribs. Just fall right off the bone. Melt in your mouth. Good ribs. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says this. Speak for yourself, Vanilla Thunder. I judge all the time. Let's go to Lindsay. Lindsay says no ribs, especially now. She says it's out of the question.
I'm bringing extra ribs.
Extra ribs. Vegas says half his sex life going to just be like that. Tyrone says, so Browns got 2027, 2028, 2027 first, 2028 second, 2029 third. Is that how it's breaking down?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. And this is what the Browns always have going. They always have good things going on. They F everything they touch up.
Fuck it up.
It's that Cleveland touch. It's like the Midas touch. It's the Cleveland touch. Everything they touch turns to shit. Everything turns to shit.
Dude, they had like the year they drafted Myles Garrett and the year they drafted Baker Mayfield. They had like between those two drafts, they had like 5 or 6 first-round picks. If they hit on like every single one of them, and then on like their second and thirds and some lower tier guys, and it brought them nothing. And it's just a bad organization that will never win. They can never put it together.
It's amazing. I love this. I love this. I did not think we would be talking Browns today. I didn't. I thought it would be all about Steelers, and here we are talking about the Browns. We're just as happy. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says this. I was going to say Browns babies are worse than crack babies, but some racists would tell me that they're the same thing. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says this. I refuse to eat McRib. You know what? And then let me follow that up. He follows it up by saying something bad is about to happen when they bring back the McRib. You know what? I agree. I don't know what the hell that is. When I was in high school, maybe junior high, I remember going on vacation and I loved them. And then I didn't eat one for about 10 years, and they're not the same. I don't know what it is. Somebody said that they were raccoon ankles. And that's all I could think of when I think of McRibs now is raccoon ankles.
Hey, you know what? Jennings Dunker cooks and eats raccoons.
Yes, he does. But I have not been able to eat them for many years. Like I said, I loved them initially. But you know what it was? I can tell you exactly when it was. It was back during the Dream Team, because I remember getting the big USA Dream Team cups, my McRib and then fries. Yeah. That was the thing. And I remember I kept wanting to go because I wanted the cups and also the ribs. But about 10 years gone by, I can't even put them in my mouth anymore. I can't. I won't. I don't know what that meat is. It's not normal. Get that and then go get ribs. It's two totally different things. What is that? It's just a patty that's, I don't know. It's odd. It's odd. Get ribs. You're better off. Let's go. Lindsay, and Lindsay says this, yet y'all want me to marry a Browns fan. I'll turn to shit too. Well, here's a good thing.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You'll break the curse.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, Lindsay's good, so chances are he'll end up getting rid of her stupidly.
This is true.
At some point, you know, he's about to have a good life, good wife, all that kind of stuff, and he'll end up screwing it up because he's a Browns fan. That's the way I would imagine that it would play out. Let's go right here to Vegas. He says this. He says, no, you'll be in charge like on TV, Lindsay. Let's go to Tortilla. Marrying a Browns fan sounds like taking advantage of a special needs person. I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was kind of saying the same thing.
I was thinking it.
Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says you could call him dumb and make fun of him all you want, and he'll have to take it. But you know what? Pittsburgh women, they expect rings, though. Cleveland, they're not about the rings up there. So, again, Mike, this could be complicated. Pittsburgh women love the rings. We got plenty of them here in the Bird. Let's go here to Lindsay. I'll tell him now, and he has to take it. I'll tell him that now, and he has to take it. Vegas says as he wears his full Browns outfit on Easter. Let's go right here to Pack of Coles. Great, always seeing Pack of Coles back on the board. Pack of Coles 100s. He says this. So is the Myles Garrett trade real? It is. Myles Garrett is on his way to Los Angeles to the Rams. Mike, go ahead and give him the details on the trade.
So the Browns trade Garrett to the Rams. They get Jared Verse back, a 2027 first rounder, a 2028 second rounder, 2029 third rounder. That's all the compensation we have seen so far.
So that's what's going on, Pack of Coles. It is 100% true. Also, Juju Smith-Schuster on his way to the Giants. Of course, in both of these deals, they are still dotting the I's, crossing the T's, to make everything official. But this is what is happening right now around the NFL. Again, a lot of speculation this morning that A.J. Brown could possibly be going to the New England Patriots as well. Again, a lot of trades expected for today. Certainly not disappointing. Myles Garrett on his way to the Rams, no longer in the Pittsburgh Steelers division. We won't see him unless we face him in the Super Bowl until next year, Mike, because we do have the NFC West next season. But this year we will not. We went from seeing him twice to seeing him no times. Again, you have to think that is an advantage for us. Let's continue down on the board here as we do scoot along, guys. Let's go to Tortilla. McRibs are made out of human biceps. Vegas says yes, sir, unless someone fails a physical. Lindsay, she says we do. We expect rings. At least 6 of them, baby. We have 6 already. We expect more. Let's go here to Don't Drink That. Corey says being a Browns fan is like being in a friend zone. Every time they feel you pull away, they do just a little bit to make you think there's a reason to stay. Yes, Corey. Yes, that sounds right. That just sounds right to me. Tortilla says being a Browns fan is like getting cheated by a girl you're not even with. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says this. Beyonce also said that she can replace you in a minute. And Jay-Z said, oh, yeah, let's see about that. And she found out that she in fact couldn't find another Jay-Z in a minute. Jigga Man. Always loved Jay-Z. Let's talk a little bit, Mike, about this defense as we were kind of at that point of the show. Let's talk about they're talking about Y.A. Black. We talked about him last week, Mike, possibly playing some nose tackle. This was also said over the past few days. We also talked about Benton being moved around a little bit, Mike, being used more than just over the center, more than the nose tackle position, which probably should have been the case a long time ago. Yeah. Mike, this is going to give more of an opportunity for Y.A. Black to play some nose tackle. I'm interested in this because, again, at the end of the day, you're looking for a big body. You're looking to fill space. You're looking to take up blocks. You know, in a big body like that, yes, a little taller than you would like for a nose tackle to be. But you know what? If he could really take the craft and learn the craft of being a nose tackle, and again, with Benton being used in different ways on defense, for one, I'm saying right off the bat that I'm loving what I'm hearing about Patrick Graham's defense so far, from everything I'm hearing from the OTAs about our defense, Mike. But again, with the plans of using Benton a little bit more, a little different ways, a little bit more versatilely, and that gives Y.A. Black some more opportunity to get some reps at nose tackle. I like this. Again, it's something that we would have said, well, this wouldn't work for this reason. This wouldn't work for this reason. Now we're getting a look at these things. We're getting a look at this. Yeah. We're going to see what he could do at nose. We're going to get a look and see what Benton could do at other positions. Maybe he can finish plays better if he's coming from different angles on the line, if he's coming from different schemes, Mike. So, again, just another thing from the Steelers OTAs this offseason that's making me feel good and optimistic and positive about the vibes of our squad.
Yeah, I'm liking it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. No, I'm liking the way the D line is going to be reshuffled. Like he said, like Benton probably should have been, moved out from nose tackle last year, but I think it was based on necessity of really not having anyone else that can go there full time. I think YA Black still needed time to develop, but now you bring in someone like Day or Joseph Day who can play nose. Then you have Benton, you can move him around. Then you have YA Black he can play nose, but he can also play outside, play on DN as well, be a space eater on that position as well. So they have a lot of flexibility on that D line now, and I'm hoping, or I think their thought is they're hoping that positional flexibility now will help with the run game, and that these guys are another year in the system, another year better. And I think Harmon, if he can, I know he got nicked up early. He played injured all year. If he can just come in and be healthy, not get that training camp injury, I think that run defense is going to be so much better, because when he was in there, they were only giving up like 80-some yards a game on average. When he was not in there, that jumps up to like 120, 130. So if he's healthy, that's going to pay dividends. And then now you got Day in there. You got Benton moving around, YA Black coming along. I think the D-line might be sorting itself out. That might be helping the run game. And I think a lot of it is going to be if Harmon doesn't get that little nagging injury the way he did last year. That kind of derailed his rookie year, which seems to be a trend for the Steelers for like the past 5 drafts.
Yeah. Finally, Mike, we're going to talk about this. JPJ, Herbig, possibly going to be holding in. At what point, Mike, do both of these gentlemen get their contracts taken care of? I think that they're both going to get taken care of. I think they're both on their way. Mike, at what point, how long do you think this is going to play out with the extensions, of course, for JPJ and Nick Herbig moving forward?
I think it's going to drag until training camp starts.
And more than likely, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Which again is just next month now, so
Yeah, I'm thinking like you'll see maybe the guys show up for. They're gonna probably show up for mandatory minicamp dress, but not do anything or work out on the side. Like a typical hold in, and I hopefully it will get resolved by training camp starts, because I don't want these guys missing any time. Because you have a brand new defense. Yes, a lot of that stuff's getting installed now in the OTAs. And in the mandatory minicamps, in the meeting rooms. But now you're getting into mandatory minicamps, training camp around the corner. Practices are going to start heating up, like where you're going to be doing more and more of like working on like the actual concepts that they want to install, starting to run more of those plays. I want those guys out there so they know how they fit into that defense. So the sooner they can get it done will be awesome. But I have a feeling first, second day of training camp might be when you start seeing those contracts wrapped up.
And Ty agrees. Ty is saying on the board he thinks July. I'm thinking July. It feels like a July thing to me. Mike, let's stick on the board here for a bit. And also you got to remember Benton as well. He's also another name, not just Herbig, not just JPJ.
And Darnell as well.
Darnell Washington. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go right here. I'm going to go back to Ty. Ty says, just have TJ on the cake. All good. There you go. There you go. Tater might be able to pull one over on her, Mike. He might be able to put TJ on top of the cake, pull Lindsay in, and then you can catch her by surprise.
I think so. It could work.
Let's continue on right here. Let's go Vegas. Vegas is in all his stuff is in the closet on the left-hand side. I think he's talking about Tater, and Lindsay responds. She says, to the left. Let's go here to Ty. He says he's thinking July on both of those, Mike, at least on the JPJ. I know he's thinking that. Tortilla says Herbig got to prove his worth. Big money if he wants it. You know what? And again, everything I'm saying, he outperformed TJ Watt last year. At the end of the day, one guy deserves it and the other guy outperforms him. So, you got to consider. You definitely got to consider it. Let's go to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says, this is the rare times we play a 3-4. The nose tackle isn't two gap anyway, and they haven't for years. Our 3-4 is what they call a 3-4 over now and is more of a 5-2 front. You are 100% correct. Tyrone says JPJ 20 to 730 range. Herbig a little tricky. JPJ 27-30 range, a little tricky. I ain't going over 20. Benton, I don't know his range, to be honest, is what Ty is saying. Somber said he said this went from a wedding to a kidnapping. What I'm hearing while I fold laundry. Lindsay says pay her big first.
No, we gotta lock up the stud corner.
Look, and I see it right now. I see Tyrone. He says, pay JPJ first at all costs. Couples down below. Mark Maloney says, this Benton may be the only guy we get done. I'm telling you. And finally, Lindsay says, yes, Somber did it. And Lindsay, pay her big immediately. So there you go, guys. A lot going on, of course. Mike, the Steelers off today. I was off for a week. They snuck in mandatory minicamp into the OTAs on me. So today the Steelers are off. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday is mandatory minicamp. Then off Friday. Then next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday will conclude the OTAs for this offseason. So off today, mandatory minicamp tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for days 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the OTAs. And that will wrap up OTAs. Mike, that'll have us already working our way midway through June. If you really look at it. And again, Mike, as of right now, we can now start saying that we have football camp next month again at Latrobe. So close. It's getting so close.
So close. You can taste it. You can smell it. And one thing it just popped into my head here, Myles Garrett, he got that big contract. TJ Watt wanted 1 penny more. Myles Garrett just got traded for a young up-and-coming player, a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a third-round pick. Will he want traded for a young player and 2 first-round picks and a second and a third? That is the key question we need to be asking ourselves.
Would you do that? Of course, this has been a conversation, guys. TJ Watt and his contract. I think I know where Lindsay leans, but just in general, knowing what you've seen from the Myles Garrett move today, would you take something similar for TJ Watt, guys? Because again, this is where he lands, and if you're looking around the league to see what goes hand in hand with the guy that's getting paid like you are, we could make a killing, perhaps, by moving TJ Watt. So just something interesting to think about, Mike. JPJ, Herbig, Washington, and of course Benton, the 4 big names that we're certainly keeping our eyes on.
And then the next year, Fatanu, Frazier, McCormick.
Yeah.
Like, you got to think about that young offensive line that you just built.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of tough decisions coming up here in the near future.
And you know what? I got to be honest, Mike, say what you want. When everybody was a little miffed and they didn't know what was going on, they were starting to badmouth Omar. I'm still on the Omar train, Mike. I feel that he's done very well so far with building this team and what he's done so far. A lot of names that I would never expected to be Pittsburgh Steelers ended up being Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. And as things continue to improve, Mike, I'm confident that Omar Khan will get done what he needs to get done moving forward with this Pittsburgh Steelers squad, whatever it needs to be, getting these 4 guys taken care of, getting that offensive line taken care of moving forward. So again, Mike, as you said, a lot of important moves to be made coming up. I trust right now. I trust in Omar Khan.
Me too. You see when he's allowed to make decisions that aren't influenced by the owner, like they're rock solid moves of who to sign, who to bring back, who to not overpay for. But when you got a mandate from the owner saying, pay this one player to make sure he stays, your hands kind of forced. But now it's Elmer's really gonna have to earn his money because the owner kind of backed him into a corner of how to get all these young good players re-signed. Yes, you can't re-sign them all, but there's key ones you have to re-sign.
All right, let's get back to the board, Mike. I'm going to go right here to Somber. Yes, Somber it did. Lindsay, pay her big immediately. All right, down here to Tortilla. Right here, Mike. It's tricky because we were already paying 2 edges, so unless we move Highsmith, I'm sorry, I think we will let Herbig walk. Paying around $80 million for edge rushers is insane. Let's go down here to Vegas. Vegas says, so TJ is going to jump out of a cake and steal Lindsay. I have a feeling she won't be trying to escape. Here's my question. What if Tater now so upset by this move, he becomes a Steeler fan and he becomes the biggest TJ Watt fan in Ireland. Does that change anything?
That could, I think it should. I think we like when Tater comes in next time, we try to convert him over to our side. It's going to make this wedding go a lot smoother.
Let's go here. Tortilla says sack cake, a sack cake. Also, Tyrone, he says, yeah, unless we like DK and TJ take pay cut, and then wouldn't mind it. Let's go here to Lindsay. Lindsay says this. He says, I'll trade Highsmith before Herbig walk. I would too. That's just me. Tyrone says, I think we ship Highsmith off next season. You know, it's going to be replacing half of our linebacking core if, in fact, that happens, because it's likely Patrick Queen, unless he really proves us wrong. He's more than likely not going to be back next year either. So let's go here. I think we did get that. Agree, Lindsay's what Tyrone is saying. Lindsay is saying this: pay Herbig before JPJ. We have Everett now. Vegas says this: Highsmith's contract is fairly cheap for his position at this point. You're right. When's he due again? He's got to be. He's a couple years into this contract, ain't he? Or
for who?
Highsmith.
Highsmith, his is. Hold on, once the page loads here, because I was looking at Cam's contract. Highsmith runs through 2028.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and bear with me 1 second here, guys. Because if you cut him next year, you save about 16 million.
Gotcha.
If you cut or trade him.
Let's go to Corey. Corey says this: at Lindsay, most definitely Herbig is a beast. TJ had his time. Lindsay says this. She says, right. Mark Malone. Tortilla says we can replace Herbig or Highsmith. Tyrone says, oh, okay, Lindsay, get your dress on. You're running late. Lindsay says this. She says, don't drink that. No, I love my TJ first. Somber Twitter TJ rumors started flying around as soon as Miles' news hit the timeline. That doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me. Lindsay says, Tyrone, go have a Browns baby. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. Let's go here to Vegas. I'm still not used to hearing the Hawaiian accent when Herbig talks. I know. You don't hear him talk much either, you know.
Mm-mm.
Tortilla says this: oh shit, Lindsay and Tater are going to run away together. Lindsay says, absolutely not weird. Tortilla, runaway bride. She's going to be the runaway bride. Tortilla says LA trades for Watt too. That'd be something, huh? Lindsay says, leave my TJ alone. Corey, don't drink that, says that Lindsay, if TJ wants to take a hometown discount to stay, then I'm cool with it. But he makes way too much versus the way he's played in times that truly matter. Herbig and Highsmith are 8 last season. They 8 last season, is what he's saying. Lindsay says he's staying. For your information, Lindsay follows it up by saying, Corey, that we can't talk about TJ. I'm biased. Somber says TJ needs to show up this year and people will shut up. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want this conversation to end, which, I know some people do, he's got to play the ball that he's being paid to play. Otherwise, you're unwisely using your money. He has to be that game changer. That's the money he gets paid to be. And if he's not, then it's not working for us, because at the end of the day, he's not doing things to win games and not doing things to change the pace of games. And again, nothing against him, just generally speaking. If the guy you're giving all the money on the team to, the majority, the highest paid player, he's got to pay. He's got to give you that. He's got to give you them results. Otherwise, So let's go right here. Ty says this: don't talk about TJ, not today. Let's be happy with Garrett traded. I agree. Let's enjoy this. This is going to be something that resonates with me all day. It really is. Somber says this. TJ, we did get that. Let's go here. Move down to Vegas. Vegas says this: TJ Watt is my mom's favorite. I imagine that, and I get it. And also, Lindsay agrees with you as well. Lindsay says this also: TJ took a hometown discount the last time he was paid, so he declined this time. Lindsay says he will. Somber. That means it's referring to he will show up. He will show up is what she's saying. And then also Lindsay says maybe depends on looks and the money at Ryan. Yeah. You never know. You never know. He might be a stud over there, that Tater.
He could be.
I doubt it, but you know. Let's go here to Corey. He says, laugh my ass off. I understand. I was 2 until I realized that his money was keeping us from pursuing a quarterback like Darnold. He's been making a third of the team's cap, if not more. That could have been quarterback money. You're not wrong. Let's go here. Vegas follows it up by saying this. I think TJ only plays this season and one more, then he retires early like JJ. Interesting. Lindsey agreeing back to the comment before from Vegas. Tyrone says this. Damn, Lindsay, I haven't slept with her in months. Thank you very much. Oh, that's right. You did have the Browns lady friend there for a while, didn't you? Mark Malone said, and that's why we don't restructure TJ. And following that, saying trade JPJ so we can easily sign Fatanu McCoy Fraser next year. Somber says Tyrone going to get a call in 4 months. Hey, I have something to tell you. Can we meet up and talk? I hope not. From a man's case, I hope that's not in his future. Vegas says this. How much do you think the cap will go up to next year, Mike? I haven't really paid too much attention to that. What is it looking like the cap is going to go up to?
I haven't seen a new number yet for it because right now I forget what it is right now, but just what information I have available, cap space going into next year. Right now we have like $39.5 million, so we're right in the middle of the pack. The cap will probably go up a decent percentage as revenue keeps increasing, so that'll help us out there. And there's a couple guys we can restructure, a couple guys we can cut that's going to free up a lot of cap space. So we'll be in a good position for going into next year to re-signing some of these guys. As long as we don't add any money on their contracts this year, make them true extensions, we'll be pretty good because we'll have some cap money to carry over too, and it'll grow. There's a way to get these guys in, but it's going to be tight.
Absolutely. Let's go here to Mark Malone. Probably about the same as this year, percentage-wise. Vegas, assuming that COVID-27 doesn't show up. I'm not ruling it out. I hope not, but geez, oh man, what a world we live in nowadays. TJ makes 14% of the cap, not a third of the cap, is what Tortilla is saying. Tyrone says somber, shaking my head. Tyrone. Mark, first off, Frazier and Troy I once signed. I like McCormick, but he ain't more valuable. Top 3 corner in the game. No, but you know what? You could probably get him on a nice contract, a nice, you know what I mean, Mike? That McCormick, I don't think you would end up having to overpay him when it comes down to it.
No,
he might be kind of an ideal person to re-sign when it all comes down to it. Let's go. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, out of that group, Frazier, Troy, McCormick, I like if Fatanu pans out, I'm taking him over Frazier. I'm taking my left tackle. Yeah, quarterback, cornerback, left tackle, the 3 most important positions.
Yeah. Vegas says, nice. Sounds like we will have plenty of money available without having to do too much. Tortilla says actually he was at 14% last year, 9% this year. Also, Lindsay says, thank you, Tortilla. Geez, use facts about TJ. Vegas says this. I hope TJ hired a pool cleaner. Guys, a big move today. If you're just tuning in, perhaps you just you missed it. Myles Garrett, no longer a Cleveland Brown, on his way to La La Land to play for the Rams. Unbelievable. I didn't see this coming, to be honest. This wasn't in my cards, Mike, but I can't be. I got to be honest. I'm happy. I'm thrilled. I'm going to think about it most of the day and just think it's just take away the defensive coordinator from last year that the coach, the number they were top defense.
Yeah.
At one point, they were 1 or 2 in pass defense. Overall, was just a great defense. And then you take away Defensive Player of the Year out of the defense as well. You have to like this for the Steelers. Maybe that Thursday, you know what? They keep giving us that away Thursday game in the middle of the season against the Browns. Maybe this time we win it, Mike, and they'll quit giving us that stupid mid-season Thursday night at Cleveland game. What's the chances you get at Cleveland Thursday night 3 years in a row whenever, come on.
Yeah, there's something
it's a little
fishy
sus.
there.
It's a little sus to me.
Very sus. But now we don't have to worry about the one guy who can wreck the game.
I love it. Let's continue on down the board. Let's go right here. Tyrone. Yes, I like McCormick, but he's trying to say more important to sign up. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Jamal, thank you so much, my friend. My brother, thank you. He says hit that like button. Lindsay says no. Also, Lindsay, guys. And one more. Vegas says this. I agree. I agree, Ty. I think we could find another guard before we can find another. You get a top corner, you keep him. Come on. As Mike said, left tackles, corners, quarterbacks. There's just some positions you really, really have to do what you can to keep. Before we can find another quarterback that won't give up a touchdown for like 150 or 1,500 snaps is what Vegas is saying. So again, guys, good good vibes, not just on the south side, like not just on the on the it's everywhere. Pittsburgh Steelers football, baby. Vibes are good right now. Who would have thunk it? Again, going into the offseason, last place, Steelers back to the basement, they were saying. Again, everything is going good for us, not so good around us. At the end of the day, does it all mean anything? No, because they still have to get on the field and do what it is they do. But, guys, we're getting close enough as mandatory minicamp is this week, finishing up OTAs next week, and then again, the big camp at St. Vincent College in next month. So, guys,
July 28th, I believe.
Is it the 28th?
I think it is July 28th. It's player report day.
In Latrobe, Pennsylvania, guys, it's coming. Let me grab a couple here more, and then we're going to get, I guess we're going to kind of get to that point of the show, unfortunately. Tyrone says Vegas 100, and he's never given up a touchdown in 3 years. People just hate. Mike, why don't you tell everybody about the website?
Head on over to the2dumbyinzers.com, and over there we got the Steelers merch, or your two dumb Yinzers merch, if that's your thing. We got the links to all around in social media, and we got articles up there. I posted a new one today about like combination of Steeler news and the NFL news, and that was right before the Myles Garrett thing broke. The biggest thing I had in there was about Odell Beckham making it back to the Giants. So, but hey, go over there, check it out. My thoughts on those little things. And then I'm sure tomorrow I'll have something up about how dumb the Browns are for trading Myles Garrett.
Yeah, how many wide receivers can they possibly get up in New York again? My Gunnar Krzyzewski was my one of my non-Steeler topics today, of course, tearing his Achilles. They are certainly accumulating wide receivers with the New York Giants, which again, I guess they're going to need if they keep falling off like this. But grab a couple more, Mike. I do want to say this. Do go check out the website, everybody. Mike does a lot of work over there, and it shows lots of cool stuff. Go check it out at www.the2dumbyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumbyinzers.com. Grab a couple more of these guys, and we're going to get into the trivia question of the day. I see a name that I was just thinking about, and I'm going to tell you why here in a second. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. I was just thinking about you because when Mike said the camp starts on the 28th, I instantly thought of Steel Loyal coming up to visit. He said that he was going to be down in Strip District like the 20th. So just made me think of you, Steel. It was great to see you. Just as that came across my mind. Always great seeing Steel Loyal on the terrible board. He says, I'm late, but the Browns are effing hilarious. Yes, they are. Myles Garrett. The Clowns send Myles Garrett off to L.A., off to La La Land. And again, Mike, they lose their defensive coordinator and their defensive player of the year.
The reigning sack king.
The reigning sack king.
Dude, like I saw someone on Twitter. I was just trying to piece together what's going on, and someone's like, "Imagine Myles Garrett now with the lead in the fourth quarter, where he can just tee off." Yeah, that's going to be a scary sight because now that you normally playing catch up,
he might have 30 sacks this year.
Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of depressing to think about, but at least he won't be in a Browns uniform.
You know what? That's what I'm saying. And then maybe he could injure. Listen to this. Whoever we're going to play in the NFC or in the Super Bowl, maybe he could injure that team's quarterback in the NFC Championship game. So say we make it to the Super Bowl and we play whoever, Green Bay, maybe in the NFC Championship game, Myles Garrett could sack Love and take him out, Mike, and we could get the backup quarterback in the Super Bowl. I don't know. I'm just saying. One could only wish. Let's go right here. Vegas. Vegas says, will JPJ give up a touchdown this year? If so, how many? Lindsay saying 4. I think the law of average at some point he has to. If not, I mean, come on. You're going to get into Madden type shit.
Right.
Lindsay Tyrone says this. He says, nope, he's going to go on a 4-year run. A 4-year
Ooh.
run. Would that be something? Still loyal. Tater still, yeah, he's still MIA, dude. He was here earlier for a split second. And it was as soon as that Smiles Carrot Talk came up, he disappeared. Like a ghost in the night. Dissipated. Just gone. If so, we will probably never see him again after this. You know what? He surprised me before, so I think we'll see him. There's been times I didn't think we would see him again, but we'll be ready for him. I can tell you that. Lindsay says, my son's birthday. That's awesome. July, correct? Lindsay, if I'm not mistaken. Also, Vegas says this. Vegas says, I saw 2 crazy statistics. Yager has had a teammate play in the Stanley Cup Finals for 47 years in a row. Isn't that crazy?
Holy shit. There's someone that he played with in the Cup Finals this year?
More than likely.
Holy shit.
Also, right here, Vegas says, in Barry Bonds in 04, reached base 376 times while only having 373 official at-bats.
That's insane.
Another thing, Mike, the Pirates are the 4th highest scoring team in all of the majors.
I saw that. That's insane.
Only 3 teams in the entire majors have scored more runs than our Pittsburgh Pirates. So come on, that doesn't tell you that we're heading in the right direction. Also, Steel Loyal, you did, and I agreed with you. Mike, we talked about at the beginning of the show, and I'm only going this route to keep it interesting, but I also think the Canes are going to win. Steel Loyal says also, I told you Canes in 5. Mike's going to take the Canes for the sake of the show. I'm going to take the Golden Knights, and then in the NBA, I'm going to take the Knicks, and he's going to take the Spurs, just to keep it interesting. But you know what, to be honest, basketball, I'm really indifferent. Hockey, I think Carolina will win. Let's scoot down right here. And we do got Lindsay there to wrap it up, guys. Unfortunately, we're at that time of the show. It's time to get, though, to the trivia question, Mike. Absolutely. Going to keep things interesting. Mike, trivia question, I did say this. You got to think about geography today as we do get ready to get into the question of the day. Put on your thinking cap. Mike, everybody at home, put your thinking caps on as well. Here is the question of the day. That's right, Lindsay, you're July. Everybody, listen, all the coolest people were July birthdays. I'm just throwing it out there. No offense to everybody else, but it be what it be. Question of the day. Put on your thinking caps, everybody. This is the question of the day. Steel Loyal is saying the answer is y equals mx plus b. Geography is something to keep in mind. Geography, not geometry. Still, here we go, guys. Will Howard is from Pennsylvania. Drew Aller is from Ohio. Aaron Rodgers is from California. What state is Mason Rudolph from? Again, guys, Will Howard is from Pennsylvania. Drew Aller is from Ohio. Aaron Rodgers is from California. What state is Mason Rudolph from? Take a moment to think that over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
Vegas is the state of confusion. And I want to make a quick comment. The other day I was mad or something, and I just kind of threw something out there, and I said that Mason stinks. Move him along, get these other guys. I think he's a good backup. Let me say that. I just want to start by saying I do think he's a good backup for us, and probably the most ideal backup for us. But at some point, I want to get these young guys playing football.
Yeah,
I just want to get them playing football. And if that means moving, wait a minute. I see a Tater on the board. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to F with you, and I think he did that on purpose. I think he came in at the very end.
I did too. It might be the smartest thing Tater's ever done.
That just threw me all off. I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, what I was saying was this, Mike? At some point, I just think you have to get these younger guys. You have to get them involved. And so at that point, I'm okay with losing Mason, but I think that he's probably the most ideal backup quarterback for the Steelers. So that's kind of what
I do too.
I was pissy about something, and I just
I know. Because I was letting you go on that rant, and I'm just like, I know how you feel.
Yeah.
And you'll correct yourself, But I agree with the sentiment that you were saying, that it's just not the way you were saying, because I knew what you meant.
And I have another point that I want to make. Like a lot of years goes by, and it's like, oh, we can't play this guy. He's a rookie. How can he get playing time? He has to get his time. This guy switched positions. Guys, what about back in the day when Cordell Stewart came up as a quarterback? They started him at 15 different positions, and he played on a team that helped that team get to the Super Bowl as a rookie. Again, you know what? Some of the standard protocol stuff is bullshit. You got to wait so long. This guy has to learn. You know what? If you got it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Some guys can get it. Some guys can't. Cordell Stewart stepped up as a receiver, a running back, a quarterback, a punter, returning kicks as a rookie, and was a big part of helping the Steelers reach the Super Bowl. So again, at the end of the day, I don't buy into all the hooey that guys have to sit out and they have to take so long, and you either you got it or you don't. If you don't got it, then you don't, and if you do, you do. Let's get back to the question of the day. Of course, Mike, Will Howard from PA, Drew Aller from Ohio, Aaron Rodgers from California. Mike, what state is Mason Rudolph from?
I'm going to go Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
I know that's where he went to college, but I think he was a local. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing here.
And is this your final answer, Mike? You're saying Oklahoma.
Final answer.
All right. So there you go. I got you locked in. My board won't tell you, so I'm still working on that. But I have Mike locked in here in Oklahoma. Let's get back to the board and see what everybody's saying, Mike. Steel Loyal says South Carolina. Somber says State of Decay. Also, Tortilla says Richard's bathroom stall. Tater taught wisely, coming in at just the right time. You know, maybe the guy's a little smarter than we think. A little smarter than we're willing to give him credit for, perhaps. Steel Loyal says Rock Hill, South Carolina, to be exact. Interesting. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says, I'm guessing Mason was born near the Mason-Dixon line. There was a kid that played for a local high school team just this past season. His name was Mason Dixon. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. Steel Loyal says, Tater, y'all lost Miles Garrett. After that, I don't see him anymore. Yeah. Oh, there he is. No, look, now he's saying no player is bigger than the team. That's my boy. Let's go down right here. Jamal laughed my ass off. Tyrone Tater in the house. There he is. That smelly Tater is in the house. Somber says, no more carrots, you silly wabbit. Ronald says, if Mason thinks he will ever be a starting QB, then I say he is from Fantasy Island. Good pick there. Fantasy Island. Let's go here to Tyrone. Ty says, this Tater, get on your shit. Vegas says the plane, boss. Jamal, he started in Tennessee. He's saying Tennessee. Let's go here to Lindsay. Tyrone, trade JPJ. Still Loyal. Mason grew up 3 hours from me. Interesting. Also, Mark Malone. Crap, I don't even know that. Tortilla. Tater, I'd like to apologize for how I'm about to act. We're about to apologize for the next week, Tater. So let's go down here. Jamal, Tortilla, Somber, Tyrone, Lindsay Hush, Steel Loyal. I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody. Let's go here to Steel Loyal, South Carolina, Rock Hill. Lindsay says Pittsburgh. Tortilla says Tennessee, Somber. I thought it was Texas, not going to lie, no clue. Tyrone, here we go with the Rockets. Always great seeing you. And also, Aaron J did pop up in the comments on your video the other day. Always great seeing the 3 Rockets, no matter where it comes in. Somber says this, but he can go back to there. But can he go back there? Florida is what Tyrone is saying. Tater, no players bigger than the team. Lindsay, what team now? Vegas says this, C-Mac was a great entertainer back in the day. It's still Loyal. And finally, Lindsay says this, I like JPJ. I just have to F with Ty because of the Tater. Absolutely. It's all about busting balls, guys. Mike, the question of the day. Will Howard from PA. Drew Aller from Ohio. Aaron Rodgers from California. And, of course, Mike, Mason Rudolph is from Rockhead, South Carolina.
Ooh, well done.
He nailed it. He nailed it. Good job, Steele.
I'm not laughing at the good job, Steele. I saw Tortilla's comment, and it made me snort.
Tortilla says, Google says Rudolph is from Afghanistan. Vegas says that ship blew up a couple days ago. Thankfully, it was unmanned. Great show today, guys. A lot we got into, plus the big news about Myles Garrett, of course. Big story today. Juju Smith-Schuster on his way to the Giants. And again, a lot of people were expecting A.J. Brown to be moving today, of course, from Philadelphia, possibly to New England, has been the conversation. So much could still happen today. And these are just the stories that we're talking about. A lot can happen, guys. Still loyal. I only know this because I live in the Carolinas. And that's why I trusted you when I seen it. I was like, this guy might know where he's talking about. Let's go to Tyrone. He says, I'm about to drive. Catch you later. Good show, you bastards. I'm enjoying Carrot out the north. Here we go, baby. Us too. Stay safe, my friend. I hope you have a great day. Drive safe out there, Ty. And we look forward to talking to you tomorrow, my friend.
Be careful.
A couple things before we do wrap it up, Mike. Your thoughts today's show?
Oh, well, show took a little bit of a detour there with the Browns being the Browns by trading away the best defensive player in the league for a guy who's just as good as Nick Herbig.
I want to say, I do want to say thank you as well. Let's go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, no, it's wild. The Steelers, like we've been talking about, have been having the best offseason, and it continues to have the best offseason. Because I'm sorry, you trade away the best player in the game for a guy who is just as good as Nick Herbig, who is a good player as well. That's a drop off because there's a big gap from Myles Garrett down to Jared Verse, Nick Herbig type level. And I know the Browns got all these draft picks. Ain't going to do nothing for them because they keep having good drafts and do nothing. Whereas we keep having, apparently average to mediocre drafts, and we have guys that are getting ready to set record contracts.
Yeah.
So Steelers are in a really good spot. We've been shit on all offseason, and we're just the organization, man, they're just going through steady, like, okay, talk all your shit, and we will fuck you all up.
June 1st, baby. Yep. We got camp next month. Things are good. The Browns trade away their franchise quarterback. They trade away their franchise defensive player of the year. They trade away the defensive coordinator that made them number one in the league at one point last year. As this team, Mike, is still yet to win their division since 1988 is the last time it was done. Cleveland Browns, unfortunately, but like you said, Mike, it kind of took on a form of itself. Was the topic of the day. The Browns were, but you know what? We'll take it. Guys, Steelers off today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday is mandatory minicamp. Off Friday, back at it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I was a week ahead last week. I apologize about that, but that is the OTAs next week. We'll wrap up, and at that point, we'll be heading into mid-June. And again, Mike, next month, camp is right around the corner at St. Vincent College. Looking forward to a lot of people, certainly at least from the board here, coming into town. It's going to be a lot of fun to see people and get together for camp. I know Christmas coming up. I know that Steel's coming up. I know that we have a lot of things going on, so it's going to be a great summer. Things are looking good for the Steelers. Things are looking really good for the Steelers. I got to be honest with you, Mike. As I sit back and I admire what the Pittsburgh teams have done over the weekend, our Pirates, our Hounds, our Passion, every team winning 5-0. Steelers looking good. Day off. Got minicamp tomorrow. We got Myles Garrett on his way out to the West Coast. Things are good, guys. June 1st. I couldn't be more excited. Vegas says Verse is good. I'm not going to lie and say he stinks. Absolutely not. But he's not the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
He's not the current defensive player of the year. So I'm going to take this as an advantage to some degree. Vegas, great info, Mike. Also, Tortilla Tater later, gentlemen. Also, let's see, Vegas, you can't just listen to the show on YouTube on your phone. Vegas says KG hurt his forearm and is out for 10 days. 10 days is all good. He'll be all right. And then, guys, I do want to say this. We'll be back tomorrow to get into so much more. Who knows what the scoop's going to be tomorrow? Who knows what life is going to take on tomorrow? But all we do know is, Mike, we have Steeler camp next month. This means we're this much closer. The Steeler football coming up. Guys, a lot of fun. We thank everybody so much for being here. A couple things before we do wrap it up for the day, Mike. I do want to say these few things. Do go check out Duquesne Pilsner if you are enjoying any sports through this summer. Duquesne Pilsner, delicious beer, guys. Everybody there is fantastic people. They help us a lot with our promotions and such, so we want to thank them back. Stop by, Mike. It's now available in 6 and 12 packs at Giant Eagle and also wherever cases are sold. Do show them some love. Maybe you don't drink. That's all right. Swing by and check out their social media. Hit the follow. Things like that will also help as well. We always have it on tap here at the studio, Mike, for every event that comes along. Duquesne Pilsner, made right here in Pittsburgh, and it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, when you're checking them guys out on social media, don't hesitate to check us out as well. We are all over. We're at Facebook, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Swing by, check us out, hit the follow button, keep up with what's going on with Two Dumb Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And also, if you haven't had a chance, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, the sub, the share. Leave a comment. It all helps in the algorithm, guys. We appreciate it all very, very much. Thank you so much. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with so much more. Who knows what the topics will be? But again, we do know mandatory minicamp does start tomorrow through Thursday. So that will be topic of conversation. Mike, I am going to get ready to wrap it up here in a second. Let me grab a couple messages. Vegas says no DMVP should come from a 5-win team. I don't give a F. Also, Vegas says, Ryan, you need to start a new beer can pyramid. I do, and perhaps I will do that just for you, Vegas. Moving forward, Tater says, go Niners. You know what? I hate to do it, but I'm going to give game ball to Tater right there just for that. I think that's funny. Go Niners, game ball, Tater. I hate to do it. But
that's a good one. Tater being a good sport.
That was good. Absolutely.
Like
You're already jumping ship to the Niners. Game ball, Tater. Great to see you, I think. But we'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. I do want to say this. I want to say thank you so much to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you, as we always do. I want to say thank you, everybody on the board. You guys always make a difference and always keep things interesting, as you are the lifeblood of this show. We couldn't appreciate you more. Thank you so much. And everybody that's at home listening, watching, maybe in the gym, maybe in the car, maybe at work. We thank you too. We thank everybody for being there with us, supporting us all this time and moving forward, guys. You are the best. We love you all. Mike, one more time, speak now, forever hold your peace. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow again. Mandatory minicamp tomorrow. So we hope to see everybody back then. For Derpy, coming in with the big news today. For Finch, for RB, for Chop, myself, Mike. Everybody have a great, safe Monday. No buckos today. They're off as well. So enjoy your Monday. We'll be back tomorrow to get back into everything. For us here at the 2 Yinzers, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.